So 3 rounds in total and 2 heats have taken place. The competition requires the finalists to demonstrate their handling ability and rapport with unfamiliar dogs that they've only met an hour earlier before the final. The finalists have each selected a first and second choice breed, but will never have met those individual dogs before. They'll then handle a second dog of another breed with only about 5 minutes of bonding time before. And here comes the judge. I'm going to hand over to my lovely colleague Frank Cade to tell you a little bit about Jason Hoke from America.
Yes, and there's our judge Jason Hoke. He was a professional handler himself as a young man, now graduated into the judging scene. He's judging worldwide now, and here he is to judge the junior handlers final. So he's well equipped to do that for his experience in handling a variety of breeds.
Well, he has prejudged on the 2 previous rounds. He's made his judgment. Now, all 41 will come into the ring, so let's see them and enjoy them as they come in. He has a short list of 10, which they don't know about, and so they're all coming in to get their moment of glory here in the ring. For Australia, we have Destiny Hamilton.
Jana Hoffer, representing Austria.
The Austrian representative.
Representing Belarus.
We may as well let you have the ring commentary for this as they enter, so we don't talk over them.
Brazil's Katarina Oireki. And from Bulgaria, Elena Stoyeva. Canada's Kayla Penny. Followed on by Karla Ivanchek, representing Croatia. Welcome to the Czech Republic, Nikola Zlamavova. And Denmark, Kamil Erbeck. Estonia, Katarina Boika. And from Finland, Lotta Nikkonen. La Belle France, Hélène Tangy. And from Germany, Johanna Sieger. Next, we have Gibraltar, Emily Peake.
Some lovely dogs coming in here, Frank.
And
Katerina Yanu, representing Greece.
little Shiba Inu, looking
Hungary,
a little bit stubborn there.
Nicolette Rosman.
I think this is an amazing
And
competition.
from Iceland, Vaka Vietistottir.
The handlers have not seen or met these dogs
The
before.
Emerald Isles representative, Sarah Kushney, Ireland. And from Israel, May Ullers. Followed by Italy, Giorgia Caglioni. All the way from Japan, Yuria Mochizuki. And Latvia's Anser Gasader. Followed by Lithuania, Megla Kutsaneda. Representing Malta is Riona Manicaro. Followed by Monaco and Aurora Sartori. Here comes the Netherlands, Jorissa von Lenta. Will the trip from New Zealand be successful for Olivia Ross? Norway now, Julia Björklund. And from Poland, Sara Pienkorska. Last year's winner was Portugal. Will it happen again? This is Margarita Santos. Russia now, Anna Goryunova. Slovakia, Kristina Monkova. Followed by Slovenia, Anna Garcia. Long trip from the Republic of South Africa for Shay Wright. And Viva España, Spain's Andrea González. From Spain to Scandinavia and Sweden, Selma Mortensson. Switzerland's Gwendolyn Geyer. All the way from the United Kingdom, Min Withyman. Welcome to our new country, Ukraine, Ksenia Yermolenko. The last of our competitors from the United States of America, Claire Stevor.
And that is all 41, actually 40 have come in. There's one missing from there. From Thailand, they didn't come in. But all of these handlers had a choice of 2 dogs. These are the first choice dogs. They only met them an hour before the final, and here they are. We'll see just how well they handle when they're brought out.
And Jason Hope will have looked at them today to see what sort of rapport they've managed to create with the dog in only an hour. And also their use of the lead, light hands, sensitive with their hands and handling the dog, that they make a picture with the dog, get the dog to stand in with good deportment, making a good outline. They're making a flattering picture for the judge.
A lot happens down the lead, doesn't it? It very much depends on the handler, whatever their nerves come down the lead and the dog reacts to it.
A secret shortlist.
It's a tradition in the dog world to stand the dogs full square to show off their outline and balance.
They're doing very well, aren't they? I mean, looking down through the group, this looks like a professional group of handlers.
Well, they're very skilled. You know, the top age here is 18 years of age, and they've had lots of years of experience, and they are skilled at the job.
And I think we must put in a word for the Young Kennel Club here, because I mean, all of these are youngsters. The Young Kennel Club is a fabulous organisation. It's open to any youngster aged 6 to 24.
And all of the handlers here have been declared best handler in their country for last year. So they've won the national titles, and the prize was to come here to Crufts to go for the international prize. So it's a fantastic achievement and a great thrill for them.
More exciting piece to reveal. A prize, an additional prize for the overall.
And remember, of course, we're not judging the dogs here. It is the handling. So the dogs are not the important part, well, they are to the handler, but it's how the dog behaves, how the handler has a rapport with that dog that matters. It doesn't matter about the conformation of the dog or anything else.
Juniors who've done a great job today, a huge round. Thank you.
Well, he's picked 10. It's a secret shortlist. Well, it's not secret from us. We know what it is, so we'll see them from
Step forward, Australia.
This is Destiny Hamilton from Australia.
Well done to our only boy from Belarus.
And that's, yes, it's Yuri Harbachik from Belarus. This black coat retriever there.
Ladies and gentlemen, will it be 5th time lucky for Croatia? Carla Ivanchik.
Croatia, Karla Ivanichik with the Siberian Husky there.
In you come, Germany, Johanna Seeger.
Johanna Seeger from Germany with an English Springer.
5th time, lucky perhaps for Norway's Julia Björklund.
Yes, this is Julie Sophie Søren Björkland from Norway.
Christina Munkova.
With a German short hair, German wire hair.
Young lady from Slovakia with the Tibetan Terrier there.
Second time lucky for Slovenia's Anna Gajzer.
And from Slovenia, Anna Gajzer.
She's been in the finals before, she's been at this level before.
Selma
Giant schnauzer
Mårtensson from Sweden.
Selma with a bearded collie there.
And from the UK, with an English pointer, it's Min Withyman.
has been worthwhile for Claire Seymour. Huge congratulations.
And that's from the United States. Claire with an English Springer.
Another English Springer. So these are their choice of dogs, but now we'll see a little of their handling.
So this is the time for
these are the 10. One of them will be crowned the International Junior Handling Champion from Crufts 2019. This is such an honour to be here. Australian Shepherds moving nicely.
Destiny
The pace
loves
one
photography.
walks with the dog,
Lives at
you have to
home
match
with
your
two
stride,
Dobermans.
don't you, to the dog you're handling.
And the skill of a good handler is that they take the dog at the right pace for the breed, so it's balanced and retains its balance on the move. The fashion these days is to take them too fast and lose their composure,
Australia,
lose the top
Destiny
line.
Hamilton.
Nice loose lead, not stringing the dog up, nice loose lead, and the dog going with natural carriage.
Well, that looked very nice to
Now
me.
turns his attention
So we're going now to Belarus with the Yuri Harbachuk
From Belarus, this
and the
is Yuri
flat coat retriever, is it?
Gabachuk.
Yes.
Yuri's 18 years old, wants to be a vet.
Taking the flat coat nicely and holding its shape.
When he's not showing
Rapport
his
with the
dogs,
dog, getting it to stand
enjoys
loose without
photography.
putting his hands on the dog. That's a great skill to get the dog
Particularly
balanced.
taking pictures of his
That's
two
good
dogs,
rapport.
His Yorkies and his two Russian toys.
He was
Belarus.
making wonderful eye contact with the dog when he was having him standing there. It was lovely to see. Now we've
From
got
Croatia.
from Croatia, we've got
This is
Carla
Carla
Ivanchuk.
Carla's qualified 5 times. She's 18 years old.
So very experienced, 5 times in the final.
Keen
So
swimmer, also a good windsurfer. Another of these youngsters.
And not one of the easiest dogs to handle, I would think, in Siberian.
and there again, just walking the dog into this lovely position. Praising the dog, keeping it alert,
Her
getting
last
good
time at
rapport.
Crufts, will it be a lucky one?
And this is would be a lovely
Now we
group
turn
to
to
judge, a
Germany.
lovely competition to
Johanna
judge.
Seeger.
So with the English Springers from Germany, Johanna Seeger.
Johanna, keen athlete. Another of these juniors who seems to enjoy keeping fit.
Just keeping it on a little shorter lead,
Wants
this
to go
one.
to university and work with languages. So proud to be here representing Germany. Johanna
Nice.
Seeger.
Unaffected manner, natural stride.
The 4th consecutive
Now we go
year
to
and the second
Norway
time in the grand final
for
Norway's
Julie Sophie
Julia Björklund.
Søren Björklund.
The thing about good handlers is that they are invisible with the dog. They showcase the
Another
dog rather
girl
than
who's keen on
themselves.
personal
A good
fitness.
handler
She enjoys music
showcases
and
the dog
singing.
and
I'm
is
sure if she wins,
unobtrusive.
She'll be singing us a song tonight.
Nice
Nice,
natural
good, yes,
stance.
wasn't it?
The dog
Getting the dog there to be
obviously
still was lovely.
Obviously loves
Representing
that.
Norway, Julia
Very
Björklund.
nice.
And now we see from Slovakia, Kristina Munkova, handling a Tibetan Terrier. And in the
This
early
is one
stages
for
of the
Claire
competition,
Balding.
this
She
Tibetan
adores her Tibetan
wasn't
Terrier.
the easiest of dogs to handle, but the judges rewarded Christina's patience, making the dog feel at ease and eventually showing to the best of her ability, which was really
Yes.
good.
Representing
She's been rewarded
Slovakia.
with the
Yes,
placing
and
in
the
the
dog
grand final.
just a little reticent in this big ring atmosphere.
Loves
Dropped
skiing
his
and
tail and
playing
now
the
she's
violin.
talking to it, encouraging it. And she's got it into a nice position. Is just
Not sure who he's
Slovakia,
taking
Kristina
the
Munkova.
instructions from, is he?
Second time here.
The
for
largest dog in the
Slovenia's
group, I
Anna
think, giant
Gajser.
Schnauzer, which was chosen for Slovenia by Anna Gajser.
this is a big, strong,
And we're
powerful
so proud
breed
to be
for
representing Slovenia
to handle.
for the second time. 16 years old. Her dream is to become a professional handler.
I think she's the youngest in the group.
Absolutely collected. There's a lot of power on the end of that lead, Peter.
Yes.
Just putting its legs in the right position to show off its best outline.
Anna Geiser from Slovenia.
Next from Sweden, we have the bearded collie with Selma Mortensen.
Selma Mortensen.
The judge just giving the directions of what he wants the handler to do with the dog. It's out and back. Of course, he's not looking at the dog, he's looking at the contact and the handling
Economics
skills.
and history. She also enjoys
Such a big
downhill
crowd in here. You
skiing.
know, it's amazing that any of the dogs can
But I'm not sure
concentrate
you
and
can
not be
see
Well,
distracted.
can you?
it speaks volumes for the dog's temperaments that here they are with new handlers in a big
She's a
ring
budding
atmosphere,
entrepreneur
and they're
as
all
well as
behaving
handling
wonderfully
her dog
well.
very
Exactly.
ably. Selma Mortensen from Sweden.
Big applause coming up now for Min
From the
Withyman,
United Kingdom.
the United
Min
Kingdom, with a
Withyman.
pointer, English pointer.
Of course, the arena tonight is full of people supporting their home team, but people from
Min
all
is
over the
18,
world to support their
studying her
handlers.
A-levels, law, sociology and
Of course, the home
religious
team has an
studies.
advantage. There's many thousands here from the UK.
Plays the piano.
Oh, we hope
enjoys
the many
playing
thousands
squash and
watching this
badminton.
live on YouTube are enjoying it as much as we are. We're live here, streaming live from the arena at the NEC in Birmingham at the world's greatest dog show, Crufts, for the rest of the performances today, right
The
the way through
United
till
Kingdom.
about 8:30.
Min Withyman.
And we're coming to the very end of this competition, one to go in the competition for the International Junior Handler of the Year. This is from the USA,
States of America.
Mary Claire Chibot. And a very nice, quiet
Claire's
spring.
18 years old. She loves criminal justice, and we mustn't get on the wrong side of Claire because she wants to be a special agent in the FBI.
Different style of handling, a shorter lead and draping the lead around her neck when the dog is on stack. Just shortening her lead to keep control.
The United States of America, Claire Seaborn.
Very nice indeed. Well, go on, cast your judges'
So
eye over.
Jason has
What do you
one
think?
final look at the 10 grand finalists.
Well, I think the
ring.
young man got the flat-coated retriever going very well, but it's Jason looking at them now. He's seen them working with other dogs as well in the pre-judging.
While he does,
So
Of
he
course, they're
sees them.
still working now. aren't they? This is
Yes.
part of the handling, keeping the dog correct and calm for the judge to see them now.
winning through tough competition in their countries. Thank you.
This is Frank's first judging assignment tonight because he's going later to be in the main ring himself, judging the Hound group. Looking forward to it, Frank.
Yes, with a little bit of nervousness already building up.
I'm just trying to
Has
keep
been
you calm,
made.
Frank. Well, we've got
The
3
winner
boards there.
now
So
Of the
first, second, and
international
third. Where's he
junior
going?
handling competition.
It's going right to the far end. It's going to be the
Australia,
Australian Destiny Hamilton, 18-year-old Destiny. You liked the first movement,
I
didn't you?
did indeed, and so reaching her destiny tonight. Yes, a wonderful, wonderful win for her.
And it's going to be
Johanna Singer
from Germany.
Number 2 goes to Germany, to Johanna.
Johanna Singer.
And third place. It
Ah,
goes to Kristina Monkova
Yes.
from
Now-
Slovakia.
she had to work hard to get her dog to go, and he's rewarding her patience and perseverance.
Because she got there in the end, yes.
Yes.
Grand finalists who didn't
From
place.
Slovakia. So those are
But
the 3
huge
winners. Well done, Jason.
To our winner.
Very
all the
tidily
way
and
from
neatly
Australia.
judged.
Gosh,
So that
trip
journey from the
certainly been
Antipodes from
worthwhile
Australia has
for
proven a
Destiny
wonderful trip for
Hamilton.
Destiny
So if I could
here.
ask our judge now to present the trophy
Top
to our
junior
winner.
handler in
Destiny
Australia.
Hamilton
Here she is, now the international
from
champion.
Australia.
She'll be absolutely thrilled. Well, she is. You can see it. Tremendous.
There you go. If we could go and move on to the second,
So a
please,
nice
Jason.
bit of crystal there, and another trophy.
Congratulations, Johanna Sieger,
That really is a splendid thing.
representing Germany. And in third, Kristina Monkova from Slovakia. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a big round of applause and a huge
They weren't
round
let
of
down
applause
by
for our
their
judge,
dogs,
Jason
and they
Hope, as
didn't let
leave
their
the
dogs
ring.
down, which I think is at this particular part of the evening, we're going to be, I wouldn't say entertained by, but the person who's going to be doing the interviewing, as well as Nick Brooks-Ward, who's down there in the arena, is a man I'm sure almost everyone here will recognise instantly.
First, it gives me great pleasure
It
to
is.
welcome our 2 judges for the James Wellborn Scruffts
I'll let
Family
Nick
Crossbreed
tell you about the
of
judges
year.
first.
Gerald King, former chairman of Crufts and chairman of the Young Kennel Club, done so much for the world of dogs. And delighted to welcome Mr. Michael Ball.
And yes, it is the Michael Wall. There he is. Saw him earlier walking around the show. He had a lovely time by the look of things.
Michael, are you excited, nervous? What are you doing?
I'm all of those things. I mean, how do you choose out of these gorgeous, gorgeous dogs? But we'll do our very, very best.
You love Crufts, don't you?
I absolutely adore it. You know, you're in an atmosphere of people who have one thing in common. We love our dogs. We love our pets. And you know you with friends if you know you with dog owners.
Enjoy, Michael and Gerald. You'll start down that end, and I'll start down this end. And the first that they're going to is the Best Rescue with Percy and Amanda Bell. But I'm going to start here with the prettiest crossbreed bitch that this morning in rehearsal, Susan Herbert with Primrose. She's so naughty. Hello, sweetheart.
Here from lunch. We've nicked a sausage from the lunch, so we
You've stolen a sausage from the lunch.
6 sausages, I think.
6 sausages.
Yeah.
How many lurchers and crossbreeds have you got at home?
I've got 5 more at home.
5 more. What's so gorgeous about Primrose?
I think it's her personality. She's exuberant. She's so full of life, and she loves life, really.
She loves life. I know she does. Well, she certainly did it midday today, didn't you, sweetheart? Oh, good girl. Well done, Primrose. So now we're going to Jasmine with Zach, our golden oldie. Hello, Zachy. Hello, gorgeous. Hello, mate. How old is Zach?
He's 18 years old.
Oh, good boy. And so Zach has been with you for quite a long time, hasn't he?
He has, since I was 7 years old, I've had him.
And what's so special? Where's he been with you?
He's been to college, he's been to uni, and he now works at the council with me.
What? Hello, Zach. What do you do at the council?
He's an animal welfare dog, so he visits schools and shows good behaviour to children and responsible dog ownership.
That is brilliant. And the Kennel Club, with their Bark and Read, that is just the most fabulous scheme, isn't it? It's helping so many children, isn't it?
Definitely, it's an amazing scheme.
What does it do to the children?
It gives them a sense that they're accomplishing something, and the dogs just keep them so calm. It's just a great experience for everyone involved.
I bet he steals the hearts, doesn't he?
Hugely, and the food.
Good luck tonight. And the food. A bit like Primrose, isn't it, really? So now we're going to the Good Citizens Dog Scheme winner, Maple and Nikki Davis. Well done, Nikki.
Thank you very much.
How old is Maple?
Maple's 4.
4. And what is so special about the Good Sits? Michael, back here. Come on. Bally. Come on. Right, Maple. What is so special? Hello, lovely. What's so special about the Good Sits?
It gives a basic obedience, really, for life. So it's really helped go through every experience in life with me. So it's been amazing.
And the Good Citizens Dog Scheme is the largest dog training scheme in the United Kingdom and in Europe. It's absolutely fantastic. What level has Maple got to?
We've done bronze, silver, and we're at gold.
You've got gold.
We have, yeah.
Oh, that deserves a round of applause, doesn't it? It really does. Do we know what Maple is?
She's a golden retriever cross poodle.
A retriever cross with a poodle. But you're gorgeous, aren't you, Maple? Michael Ball, you're moving on to Maple now. Sorry. Where's the dog gone? Hello. What's this one called? Hang on. This is what?
This is Teddy.
How big is Teddy?
He's 10 inches tall.
10 inches tall. And Teddy is crossed Chihuahua and?
Shih Tzu.
Chihuahua and Shih Tzu. What's so gorgeous about Teddy?
He's not just, he's obviously handsome, but he's just got a great personality as well. You know, he is just a lovable dog. He loves people, people love Teddy.
Well done. Oh, Teddy. You are just absolutely... Come here. Hello. Oh, you are just adorable. How old is Teddy?
He's 2.5.
What's he going to do now? High five? Oh, yes. Oh, there's Teddy. Right, I'm coming to see Elodie now. And Ernie. Hello, sweetheart. How long have you had Ernie?
For 2 years.
2 years. And why is he so special to you?
He helps me with my feelings, and
So when you're feeling a little bit sad, do you go and give him a hug?
yes, I do.
What does he do back to you?
He gives me a big hug.
Oh, you are gorgeous, and so are you. Hello, gorgeous Ernie. Hello. Do you know what Ernie is?
He's a Cavachon.
He's a Cavachon. Oh, wonderful. And does he come to school with you?
Kind of.
In the car?
Yeah.
And what's the best thing when you come home from school?
I like to give him a hug.
You are amazing. Well done, Elodie, and well done, Ernie. Now, Amanda, this is the best rescue. This is Percy. Hello, Percy. You were gorgeous today. Where did you get Percy from?
He's come from Cyprus. When they found him, he was 9 kilos. He's now 23. They thought he'd broke his limbs because he couldn't stand or anything. But when they scanned him, he'd been shot a lot of times. His kidneys were failing. He didn't have many hours to live, but they managed to save him. And I decided to take him. And if we got 6 months, I thought it'd be worth it. And we're 9 months in now. When he came, he was terrified. I couldn't get him out the garden gate, but now he's the first to the gate. He wants to come out, and he's took this in his stride.
You've only had him for what, 6 months? Nearly 9 months. Nearly 9 months. Oh, you are beautiful, Percy. Ladies and gentlemen, give Amanda a very big round of applause. Wow. Right. So, in a few moments' time, we will find out who the winner is. Michael? Gerald? How are we doing?
Really, really, really hard, isn't it?
Phone a friend.
Yes, yes.
Ask the audience.
What do you reckon, then? What do you reckon? But first of all, we do have to invite our presenter, the wonderful presenters from James Wellbeloved out. Lauren Hemmings is going to come out.
Can you give us a couple of seconds?
I'll give you a couple of seconds. Out you come. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause. Give Lauren a big round of applause. You know, you've been so supportive of Scruffts, haven't you? It's just amazing, isn't it?
We're very proud to support Scruffts. It's a wonderful competition celebrating the family dog.
Celebrating the family dog. You better go and have a word with those boys. £4,000 has been raised for the Kennel Club Charitable Trust over the last year. 1,200 entries in the James Wellbeloved Scruffts Final, and we'll have the crystal out in a moment. Right, we've got a question. Yes, what's the question?
What was the question? No, I know.
What? You know the answer? We know the answer. Okay, Michael. Okay, Gerald. Where is the Scruffts James Wellbeloved Family Crossbreed Dog of the Year going to go to?
I think we're going to give it to Percy.
Percy and Amanda! Come with me. You stay there, Amanda.
Well, what a wonderful achievement for Amanda and Percy
Michael,
there. The best
you enjoy that?
crossbreed rescue.
I have the best.
An awful story.
Have to now take this home with me. Teddy's got to come with me. Well, Ernie can come as well.
What about Maple?
Do you know they can all come? Do you want to come back to mine?
He'll sing you a song.
I'll sing, there'll be a party, there'll be dog treats.
You bought enough here.
I have emptied my pockets at this place, I really have. But there's so much to see, there's so much to get, and so many beautiful, beautiful dogs. If you've never been before, it's a real eye-opener, isn't it? It's an extraordinary occasion. Congratulations to all the organisers. It's magical.
Well done, Michael. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you to James Wellbeloved. Ladies and gentlemen, the James Wellbeloved Scruffs
take that little dog
of the year. It's your lap of honour, Amanda.
Little
Amanda
Teddy.
Bell
He
and
can't
Percy.
But Percy is the winner. That awful story, the dog found in Cyprus, shot, recovered wonderfully, brave enough now to come into this massive arena with thousands of people watching, much noise, much lights, all sorts of strange things. It's coped absolutely wonderfully, well deserved. But all 6 of the entries getting through to the final here deserved to be here. Absolutely wonderful. I must say I've taken, like Michael, with that gorgeous little Teddy. He's so cute. Right, well that's the Scruffts 2019.
And so we've had obedience over in Hall 5, and it has been absolutely jam-packed. 3 amazing competitions. We're going to show you the secrets of obedience with our champions.
Nick Brooks Ward is informing the audience here in the arena.
Thanks, Nick. Yes,
we have had over 3 days the Obedience Championships.
All the activities start with obedience. Agility, heel work to music, working child, everything comes back to agility. Over in Hall 5, we've had the...
Today we've actually had the Dog Obedience Championship for 2019. It's where I cut my teeth, I have to say, on Crufts. When I first commentated here at Crufts, when we were at Earl's Court, before we came up here to the NEC, and I spent a lot of time watching the Obedience Championships each year. Well, it has advanced tremendously. It has got more and more complicated. It has changed slightly, though the rules have never really altered. And for the Obedience Championship display, well, it is a display because they're not competing here now because they have won their competition. We're going to see a demonstration of some of the exercises that the dogs and handlers had to perform during the course of their competition. There are 7 disciplines that they have to go through. 2 we won't be showing you because they just require the dog to remain either sitting or lying down for a period of time without the handler in sight. We won't be showing those, but we're bringing in our winners. First of all, the winner and the reserve. And the winner is Stephanie Woolham with Sparty Look, a working sheepdog, 7 years old. And the runner-up there with the Golden Retriever, aged 10, is Paul Cook, with Obedience Champion, Bunbury Fun, Loving Criminal. Cuba is the pet name. So we have a working sheepdog and we have a Golden Retriever. Now, I don't know if they're going to perform together. I haven't actually been told what they're going to do, but I'll let you know as it goes on. But the winner is on the left. Oh, it's the pictures. Look, there she is. That's Stephanie Woolham. The judge for this event was Philomena Barnes, and she had a wonderful team with her. She had a scribe in the ring with her, Steve Barnes, and the ring steward was Darren Wallace, who's there, standing beside the 2 winning members there. Winning competitors there. So we're going to see, I think the start is going to be heel work, and they're probably going to do it together under the instruction from the ring steward. Darren was working in the ring with them. There's Philomena. Philomena Barnes has won this competition on 2 occasions, 2014 and 2018, with her with a bitch in each case, 2 different dogs. So she knows her stuff. She designed the course that they compete in. It's a certainly different course here now, but they have to do several things which are quite obvious. One is they have to walk at a normal speed and at a faster pace. So we'll see the different paces at some point. They also have to leave their dogs in 3 positions as they're on the move. They will stop them as a sit, they'll stop them as a down, and they'll stop them in the stand position. And so far they're just doing the normal walk, and the dog has to keep station, watching all the time. It's not supposed to lean on, and just follows a very nice positions there from both of them. That's the first position, and Darren will have told them, get them to sit. They leave the dog, they walk past it, they'll pick it up on the way back. The dog mustn't move. They can lose points if they move their feet. And there they are, picked up nicely. You can only give instructions in heel work. Either you can give name and an instruction, or you can give a gesture, and then you can give the name and a gesture, one or other of those. If you give a name, you speak and do the gesture, you'll be penalised quite heavily, because they only need 2 elements to get the dog's attention. So heel work is quite a long event, and it did cost some very good dogs this morning. I saw a few over there in the obedience ring in Hall 5 here at the NEC, and it really was quite intensive. It lasted 7.5 minutes, the heel work, which is a long, long course. I saw Mary Ray over there, who was actually competing, and she said, I think I'll need a good inhaler to do this. It's a very exhausting and very difficult, very great amount of concentration, and you lose points for all sorts of things. You can't be the champion if you've lost more than 15 points. So both of these have done extremely well. They are here, so they lost less than 15 points in the 7 exercises they had to do. Still watching the heel work. They have to do turns left and turns right, and about turns. All of these elements are being judged, and the judge watches very carefully. She's not actually judging it now. There's the next position, the down, which they've both done beautifully. Synchronized dog walking, isn't it? It's wonderful. But heel work has an awful lot in it, and some people think, oh gosh, it must be dull just watching it, but it isn't. There's so much to observe and see what they do. But the course, as I said, a big course, 7.5 minutes of concentration total all the time.
Again, a left turn, the dog's rear end turned to stay parallel with the left leg all the time. And our judge, Philomena, will be watching that very carefully. And she is actually, obviously, we're not...
Nice to see a golden retriever in the ring. Mostly you'll see border collies. There used to be quite a lot of German shepherds took part in obedience, but they seem to have disappeared from the ranks. Border collies are the norm, golden retrievers not so much so. The boxes in the corner you can see there, that's for the send away, which we'll see in just a moment. This is moving, of course, at a faster pace. And again, the dog must keep exactly the same station. And when they're actually doing this in the competition, the judge is right there behind them, no more than about 5 yards behind them, watching all the time. And the finished position there, they're not finished until the ring steward says, test over. But it is over now, and the dogs are now, you can see, they're perfectly frisky and happy. They're beautifully disciplined doing their work there. As soon as they stop working, absolutely just like normal dogs, because that's exactly what they are. These are house dogs, absolutely fabulous. Now we're going to see the send away, I think, which is Philomena Barnes. You see the boxes, they're a long way away. They weren't this far away in the ring that they were working in. And the dog must get right through the centre there and drop down on a seat. You should get the call. That's pretty good. Pretty good. There we are, right by a special certificate. Now the dog doesn't come until it's called. Normally called with a gesture at that point, and must rejoin. The exercise still isn't over, because now they have to get into position, and the judge will look at that position. Is it right? Is the dog sitting properly? Fine, you can lose points right up to the point that the steward says, exercise over. Now we're going to see the retrieve. This is the object that Philomena chose today, Philomena Barnes, is just a rosette, quite light. No weight on it, and off it goes. And the dog is sent to fetch it. Brings it back, presents it. That gets taken away. We'll be told to come round to the sit and settles. Exercise over. It's all very lovely to watch, and the skill and the amount of time it takes to get a dog into the condition and into the position where it can do this kind of work.
Our steward for the championships has been Darren Wallace,
Now we're going to see what's called distant control. There are 6 positions. The dog is left in the down and it is told to take different positions, just a single command each time. So that was the command to get to stands. So next position is down again. Now a sit. How does he know? He's standing there, wagging the tail, quite happy. Neat sit. Now, I don't know the order they were supposed to do that in, but I will guess that that was probably right. And again, the exercise isn't over until the handlers return to the dog, and the dog gets into the finished position. There we are. Lovely. Dog didn't move an inch. I was listening to Dave Ray there saying he hadn't moved at all, and that's part of it as well. Sometimes the dog will move forward on each of the different moves. Now, I suspect that the last exercise we're going to see now is going to be the scent discrimination, is it? Are we going to see that? They're having a think about it. If I...
Now it looks like it's a scent exercise next.
Yes, it's a scent discrimination. Now this is quite a complicated thing to explain, but there is a bag there that has a particular scent on it. It's the scent either of the judge or, but certainly not the handler. It depends on how many they put, but they put a pattern of cloths down on the floor, which are they're absolutely sterile cloths. There is no scent on these. But in the middle of there, somewhere, they will put a decoy cloth, at least one, and they also will put a cloth in there that has the same scent as the one the dog is being given. The dog's sent out to examine that pattern,
We don't want the decoy back. What we want is it to collect
and they have to bring back the correct one.
put it on those 2
So the
cloths.
dog has to discriminate between several cloths which have no particular scent that it'll recognise, one that could well decoy it, and one that's the right one. And the dog examines the pattern. One, two, that's it, it says, I'm up. Now, I don't know if it's right. I think that's the wrong one.
She says. You never know what's going to happen.
He brought the wrong one.
She's going to send him back now, no doubt.
He's brought the decoy. Now, I can tell you this much, that if he did that in the competition, he wouldn't have been in this position of having won it. So he's done it once perfectly today, got it wrong that time. So poor Stephanie's having, go on, find the right one. It's there somewhere, have a look at the whole lot. We'll try that one. Oh, no, it isn't.
Whichever gentleman in the front
Look, he's had a
row
long day.
put that
That's the one.
scent on.
There we go. Got the right
I
one.
think the dog likes it very much.
Well, that would have been a fail. No one cares. She's won the competition. It doesn't matter. In competition, she got it right. There we go. And I think they're also going to do the same test with the Golden Retriever now, with Cuba. So that was Luke, the Border Collie, who's the winner, and now's the reserve, the runner-up, Cuba. They're going to do the same thing.
The decoy because it's hot and all the rest are cold.
So I think we know from what we just saw, the decoy is blue and the correct one is slightly pink. The others are all plain. But the dog is supposed not to be able to recognise colour, and I don't think they can. Not when there's such subtle pastel colours as these. The important thing is the scent. And it's the scent on the cloth which Paul Cook has just offered to Cuba. Go and find the right one.
You're in the lead until it comes to
10-year-old Golden Retriever. Yes, we lose a fraction of points in the competition for mouthing the wrong one. Having a good sniffer, it's got the wrong one as well. Now, it'll be sent back again. That really is a shame, because they normally will do this absolutely perfectly. I mean, dogs do get it wrong. They get it wrong in the competition. But that would have been a fail. So neither of them would have been in this position if they'd done this in all. But he's not going to send him to do it again.
a failed set, but that is unfortunately what happens, and it could be that
Quite
the
easily
across the ground could have been just taking it off. So I'll give them a round of applause anyway, folks.
So there we are. That is the obedience competition. As I say, there are two other segments that they have to do where the dog is. It's interesting because all the dogs come into the ring. They're all put into the sit position, and all the handlers leave them.
I'd like
and
to
they
welcome
leave them
into the arena now
for
the
5
Chief
minutes.
Obedience Steward.
Or is it 2 minutes? I have to check that. But they leave them for a section of time, out of sight of the dogs. That's when the time starts. And then they have to go into the down position, and they're left there for 10 minutes, all on their own. Occasionally you get a dog that thinks, where's my dad, where's my mum, and gets up. Mostly they just lie there rather beautifully.
Maggie McDevitt. She's got Carrie's Poppy Candy, Evie, a working sheepdog, 5 years old.
Now I'll let Dave Ray explain what's happening here because I don't know.
Stakes in the grand final today. So let's give her a big round of applause. And she's got her special rosette. And of course for our 2 obedience champions here, for the winner of the championship today and the runner-up, they've got a special rosette for themselves as well. So give them all a big round of applause and a big thank you to Richard, our Chief Obedience Steward, our Judge, Philomena, and all her team who worked so hard today at the championships.
Yes, that's splendid. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've always had a real soft spot for obedience, and that's lovely to see. There's going to be a presentation now down in the ring of a painting.
Well done to our obedience champions.
And we'll leave that to the arena commentator.
It's a very special presentation. It is a presentation of the painting to the 2018 Crufts Best in Show winner. Delighted to welcome Tom Mather, Chairman of Crufts and also Chairman of the Kennel Club Art Foundation, with the artist Anne Zoutsos, to make this very special presentation. Anne, one of the best canine artists in the world, and she has painted the last 3 of our Best in Show winners, and thank you very much. Everyone is absolutely amazing. This goes to the Kennel Club Art Foundation, and the first of the limited edition prints goes to the 2018 Crufts Best in Show winners. Delighted to welcome them here tonight. They really are. It is Yvette and David Short with champion Kaloni Tartan Tease. Tease is in the house. I've just woken up. Now look at this. If we can get a picture, a close-up on screen of the painting, and now Tease. Spot the difference. You can't. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you very, very much indeed to Anne and to Tom, and also to Yvette and to David Short, and of course to Tease. Absolutely brilliant to have our Best in Show champion from 2018 with us here this evening. Very, very well done indeed to them all. Thank you, Anne, very, very much indeed, and we will treasure it at the Kennel Club. Thank you very much indeed. Well done. And now we take our attention to the first of the 2 groups this evening. Delighted to welcome our hostess that's going to take us through the first part of it, Marina Scott.
Thanks, Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd day of group judging here at Crufts. The first group tonight in this main arena is the Terrier group.
So you join us for the first of our groups tonight, the Terrier group, judged by Renee Spall-Willis this year. And we're going to see our judge come into the ring first before we get a look at these fabulous 27 breeds of terriers.
Very experienced judge indeed. Since 1992, she's judged a staggering 58 Best in Shows at General Championship shows, 4 times in the UK. Judged at Crufts for the first time in 1993. There she is. Ronnie, Spore Willis.
And her Cobby's kennel of Norwich Terriers, famous throughout the world.
Let's see the best of breed winners in the Terrier group.
So here they come. Best of breeds for 2019 in the Terrier group, starting off with the Airedale Terrier.
The Australian
Followed
Terrier.
by the Australian Terrier.
The Bedlington Terrier.
Here's the little lamb-like Bedlington Terrier coming across the ring.
The Border Terrier.
A little dog from the borders of England and Scotland, the Border Terrier.
The Bull Terrier.
You can't miss a Bull Terrier, can you? Just look at that personality.
The Miniature Bull Terrier.
And here comes his miniature variety.
He doesn't think he's any smaller.
The Cairn Terrier.
Always on their tiptoes, bright eyes, the little Cairn Terrier.
The Chesky Terrier.
Ever more popular, this is the Chesky Terrier.
The Dandy Dinmont Terrier.
Just listen to the applause. How could you not? They melt everybody's heart. The Dandy Dinmont.
The Smooth Fox Terrier.
Then the Fox Terrier, the Smooth.
The Wire Fox Terrier.
And a close cousin wearing a nice wired jacket.
The Glenavermal Terrier.
It's quite rare to see these now, the Glenavermal Terrier.
The Irish Terrier.
Always in that fabulous red wire jacket, the Irish.
The Jack Russell Terrier.
And a big entry for the Jack Russell today.
This breed really taking off, but just look at that quality. How could they not?
The Kerry Blue Terrier.
Characteristic coat,
The
that
Lakeland
gorgeous
Terrier.
colour, the Kerry Blue Terrier.
And the very distinctive Lakeland Terrier.
The Manchester Terrier.
Smart, black and tan, smooth, glossy coat. The little Manchester
the
Terrier.
Norfolk Terrier.
The breed at which our judge excelled, the Norfolk Terrier.
And the Norwich Terrier.
Similar cousin, but with lovely prick ears like the spires of the cathedral, the Norwich Terrier.
And the Parson Russell Terrier.
Slightly longer leg version of the Jack Russell, the Parson Russell Terrier.
The Scottish Terrier.
The Scotty, oozing attitude. Don't take one of these on unless you're good with boundaries.
The Sealyham Terrier.
One of the breeds Frank Kane used to breed, the Sealyham Terrier.
The Skye Terrier.
Instantly recognisable, the Skye Terrier.
The soft-coated Wheaton Terrier.
And this lovely coat on the soft-coated Wheaton Terrier.
One of the crazy clowns of the Terrier group.
Yeah, it is too.
The Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
A roar of applause for the Terrier with the most entries at the show today, the Staffy.
And here comes the Welsh Terrier.
And finally, the West Highland White Terrier.
Best in show of Crufts at Crufts here, of course, very recently, the West Highland White Terrier in that wonderful crisp coat.
Thank you very much, Marina. So as we see the West Highland White make its way around this superb.
So now our judge gets the opportunity to take a look at these best of breed winners for the first time. Of course, fierce best of breed competition has been going on throughout the halls here at the NEC all day today. These are the best of breeds that all the different judges have sent through, but they now have to compete against each other to give us our group finalist for the Terriers.
It's a very simple tiered system, the judging at Crufts. Lots of people find it complicated, but the dog has to enter into various classes against other dogs of its breed. That's how they become the best of breed, and that's what we have here. All the best of breeds, as Jess has just said, compete for the best of the group. And after that, that winner goes through to tomorrow night's Best in Show. It really is, it's a lovely system. I thoroughly enjoy it every year.
Judge taking a look at those outlines, what her first impressions are, who does she like the look of?
One thing they have in common, that's huge amounts of
Usually
courage.
immense quality in the Terrier group.
Interesting fact,
Natural show dogs with their fantastic temperaments.
United Kingdom as well. So, that's the beginning.
So now she has to go back to look at the first dog, which has already been brought to the centre. Some of the smaller dogs, there's a table for them. That's not going to be required for this first one.
Reality of cross between Welsh Terriers and Otter-hounds and Welsh Terriers. Stolen was bred for hunting larger game. Particularly that was too big to get to.
This is the Airedale Terrier, and this one has come all the way from Wakayama in Japan. It's a 3-year-old bitch called Daniela, and the Airedale known as the King of Terriers.
Just a couple of years later, in 1886, the breed gained separate classification of dogs.
Natural diggers and chasers, the Airedales, strong-willed, they can be stubborn and independent, and that black and tan coat has 2 layers, harsh on the top, soft and weatherproof underneath.
And it's a dog with remarkable scenting powers. It's been used all over the world, Africa, India, Canada for tracking. It's also aided the Red Cross in times of war. Remarkable dog, that's the Airedale Terrier.
Very smartly turned out socks too on the handler.
Aren't they?
There was a good entry for Australian Terriers today. 19 actual dogs for Judge Paul Wilkinson, who sent forward this dog to represent the breed in the group ring. His number is 9642.
A great all-rounder, the Australian Terrier, bred, of course, originally in Australia to guard, to hunt vermin, to herd, and to be a great companion dog. And they really are happy, outgoing little terriers. This one's come all the way from, was originally bred abroad and was imported to this country.
It's actually a 3.5-year-old dog. His pet name is Merlin. Very happy boy, says the owner, Mr. Paul Wilkinson, but I beg your pardon, Mrs. Ruth Jones, who's out there handling.
And this one in blue and tan. They can also come in a clear sand or red for that harsh top coat.
They're cheerful, lively, smart little dogs. A
That
rugged,
neck-
hard-bitten appearance, isn't it?
And the neck ruff, really characteristic of the breed.
Lovely, dark, keen eyes. Well, this is the unmistakable Bedlington Terrier. This one's come from Russia today, not from Bedlington at all. And the owner says it's the most beautiful and clever dog in the world. She might be right.
Rabbit hunters, they spread across the north of England and firmly established themselves in Rothbury, close to Norfolk, and hence they became known as the Rothbury or the Northumberland Fox.
And that coat is thick and almost linty to touch, standing out from the skin with a little twist on the longer hair, especially on the head and the face.
So something needs a certain amount of trimming to get that really neat outline.
Light, springy movement.
Tough little dog, good in the house, makes a delightful family pet, but quite capable of fending for himself. Tough little
And
dog.
of course frequently used in crosses with Whippets, Greyhounds and Deerhounds to produce lurchers. They've got such good working ability.
306 Border Terriers on show.
That's the Bedlington Terrier.
Is male at 9760. Just like last year, the Border Terrier entry is
That characteristic otter head of the Border Terrier, bred to go to earth, to go down holes and bravely follow a fleeing fox and either hold it there for it to be dug out or to be dealt with. Super temperaments, little Border Terriers.
late century. Very much.
And this one's a 4-year-old dog. He's got a great name. He's called Pete. I like that. From Newcastle upon Tyne, ball man, happy, silly, friendly with everyone and everything. And owner Mrs. Nicola Anderson says, loves to come running with me.
And that body is deep enough for lots of heart and lung room, but they're fairly long. Border Terriers should be capable of being spanned by both hands around the shoulders.
I quite like a comment in the breed standard that says that if the nature were left to itself and dogs just bred naturally without man selecting the matings, then the end result would be very much like one of these.
All white bull and terrier dog. He interbred the bulldog, the now extinct English white terrier, and perhaps even a bit of Dalmatian.
So this is the bull terriers, Jess said as they came in. Unmistakable look of them. This one has come from, well, it's from the UK in Birmingham, but the handler is Lukasz Zabinski. Says it's a lovely bitch with a fabulous temperament.
More colours have become available as we can see.
And a gentleman named James Hinks was responsible for the modern bull terrier, probably created from bulldogs and the English white terrier, which is sadly extinct now. They were nearly always white to start with, and then the colours came in later.
But to a large extent, the colour is that patch, the black sort of patch over one eye. They do come in other colours as well, though.
And that egg-shaped head, absolutely characteristic of this breed.
Well, handled properly, a dog like this, they'll live in peace with his neighbour very easily, but they'll need a firm hand to fit effectively into modern life. That's a nice bitch, this one. It's 2 years, 3 months old.
Now we have the miniature bull terrier, similar standard but a smaller size, not to exceed 14 inches in this case, and they were first recognised as a distinct breed from the bull terrier back in 1943.
Descending from the English bulldog and the now extinct white English terrier.
This one is Oki. She's come from Spain to compete here at Crufts, 5 years old. Natural show dog with that amazing terrier temperament. Just look at her, checking out everybody who's applauding.
Now, smaller examples of the bull terrier have been known since the early 19th century, but they did fall out of favour prior to the First World War. They were actually removed from the Kennel Club breed register in 1918, but in 1938 there was a revival, spearheaded by Colonel Richard Glynn. The Bull Terrier Club was formed there. It is, isn't it?
From 113 cairn terriers here today. He's chosen this male, number 1.
And there's a little cairn terrier. This one is from Sweden. My word, we've got a lot of non-UK animals taking part in this group. Happy and full of joy, this one. Got 1 CC in Finland and 2 in Sweden. The cairn terrier.
In 1909, the breed was
Cairns, of course, immensely prized for their gameness when they're working, but also they make the most fantastic pets because of their temperament. To begin with, size especially varied a lot with this breed, depending on local demands, but eventually the cairn we know today gained recognition back in 1910.
There's a little 3-year-old bitch called Dill. Dogs of the cairn type can really be traced back some 500 years, and the breed's development runs pretty parallel with the Skye, West Highland White and Scottish Terriers as well.
Super view of that head there. Should be slightly small in proportion to the body and framed by that wonderful harsh coat.
She awarded best of breed to this bitch number 10325.
This is the Český Terrier, the national dog of the Czech Republic, and the coat is customarily trimmed over the head and body, leaving a beard, moustache, eyebrows, and of course that skirt covering the lower half.
And this one has also come from abroad. This is from France, a champion in France, national dog of the Czech Republic, gentle character for a terrier breed.
Short-legged, they should be rectangular in outline with that drop-eared character.
Nice silky coat. Requires trimming along his back and body.
Brisk and vigorous on the move with plenty of drive from those legs. Just look at the skirts kicking up.
The wonderful, soulful expression of the Dandy Dinmont can easily melt your heart.
Unmistakable again, the Dandy Dinmont Terrier. This one is from Spain. Loyal, loving and a gentleman, and the owners say we're dedicated to dandies because they're so rare, with only 300 born worldwide every year. There we are.
It's said that the Dandy Dinmont
and the Dandy Dinmont's characterised by that almost weaselly body and the silky hair on his handsome head. More than a top knot, it goes all the way round and makes the head look large in proportion. It was actually named for a character in Sir Walter Scott's novel Guy Mannering.
The colours for these dogs, liked by the audience, as you can hear, they're known as mustard and pepper, and they were adapted from the names of Mannering's dogs. So there we go. Looks very sedate, but it can move pretty quickly. And it's thought that dandies may have been the source of the wire coat on the Dachshund with the crossbreeding. So there we go. 66 dandies were here today. This was the best of them.
Beautiful, large, dark eyes.
Lovely pet name. He's called Colonel Brandon. I don't know what do you call him?
Colonel Brandon.
21 months old. He's lovely.
Sonia received an entry of 64 and chose this male.
Now the first of the two Fox Terriers, this, the Smooth, the first variety to be recognised. In its earlier days, it was known as the English Terrier, name changed in 1860.
The Smooth Fox Terrier was first given official recognition by the kennel around 1875.
Full of character, and you can always see that with the Fox Terriers, on the tiptoes of expectation.
Yes, an active, very lively breed, likened in the standard to a short-backed, well-made hunter covering a lot of ground. This is one of the most lively and alert of terriers.
Well, apparently Brian here likes to watch the telly, and his absolute favourite is the Specsavers ad with the collie in it.
Like seeing it gets his coat shaved off, doesn't like him with long coats. Capable of standing up to any amount of exercise, is always ready to deal with rats, rabbits, and of course,
and judges.
Foxes and judges.
Brisk, straight, and those front legs should be absolutely parallel coming towards you.
We now know it as the wire-haired fox terrier.
It's a 16-month-old dog, that one. Right, now we've got the wire-haired version. As Jess said as he came in, lovely wire coat on the top there. It's probable that the rough coat was developed before that of the Smooth, but the appearance of the wire fox terrier in the show ring was 20 years later than the Smooth.
The breed descends from a rough-coated wire-haired black and tan working terrier.
And that head is almost a wedge, furnished with beard and moustache. Lovely dark eyes, should be full of terrier fire, and those small V-shaped ears just neatly folded over, nice and close to the cheeks.
Very alert, holding his head very nobly there, active, bold, somewhat vociferous at times. This one isn't, though. Cheerful and happy, makes an excellent children's playmate and a family pet. It's a very classy dog.
Come from Malta, this one, to compete today. Tail cranked up, full of attitude.
1, 0, 4, 6, 4.
The Wire Fox Terrier.
And now moving on, we see one of the Irish Terriers.
Now we have the Glenavermail Terrier, an ancient and solid breed. Well, that's not surprising, given that they were developed to hunt badger in the Irish Glen from which they take their name. And if anybody has ever seen a badger firsthand, you know that if you're going to have to take that on, you need to be a decent-sized dog.
County Wicklow in the Emerald Isles.
Well, the Glen it's still thought of as a working dog whose, you see on the move here, his bowed front legs were desirable to give the dog what was termed a mechanical advantage when digging. Makes sense, really. Tough, robust dog.
Just like a badger. They should give the impression of great substance for their size. And of course, sadly, this is one of our vulnerable breeds now.
This is a 3.5-year-old dog called Quinn, who is, according to owner Jane Withers, he's a jolly, sweet-natured dog. And he looks it.
The Irish Terrier was the first
Glenavon
Irish breed to be
Terrier.
recognised
They're only
by the
20
UK
here
Kennel
today.
Club in 1876.
Magnificent, the Irish Terrier, standing tall there. This one has come from only from Peterborough. First one we've seen for a while. It's not come from abroad. This is one that is affectionate and fun, according to Mrs. G. Thomas, who's out there with him.
Racy in outline, the Irish Terrier, and always in tones of this wonderful fiery red. They were once described as the poor man's sentinel, a farmer's friend and a gentleman's favourite.
It's nice, that.
Dog for all classes.
It's a real daredevil at heart. Reckless, sometimes foolhardy where canine opponents are concerned, but nevertheless has the softest, most gentle and loving dispositions, coupled with a delightful sense of humour.
Harsh and wiry top coat, straighter and flat, softer undercoat, totally weatherproof, so this terrier can do his job regardless.
And now we welcome
What a smart little outline that is. This is the Jack Russell Terrier with his roots in the working terriers of the British Isles. The Jack Russell was actually largely developed in Australia and only recognised here as recently as 2016.
good entry of 124 entered here today.
And this 2-year-old bitch is called Demi and has come from Santa Barbara in California in America to take part today. The best of 113 Jack Russells that were shown here, and considering that the breed was only given official recognition by the Kennel Club in 2016, that is a massive entry.
Standing just 10 to 12 inches at the shoulder, the Jack Russell, distinct from the Parson Russell, which is 13 to 14 inches, so on longer legs.
They are bold, fearless, friendly and confident individuals.
Full of attitude, not particularly interested in the judge at this precise moment.
Well, just very interested in what's going on in this very big ring, because he's only a little lad. Actually, it's a little girl, isn't it?
Terrier specialist Bill Brown-Cole was in charge of the Kerry Blues.
Well, this is the very distinctive Kerry Blue Terrier, that fabulous coat there. This one's come from Italy to take part today. The coat is a real feature of the breed. Puppies are born black and can take up to 18 months to change to this sort of shade of blue.
Some say all of them make up the Kerry Blue. Another that's
This is Nembo. He was top terrier for 2018. And the Kerry Blues are fiery and proficient ratter. He was also used originally to hunt otters, thank goodness not anymore. That coat protecting him from freezing river water if he was.
Yes.
Short in the body, level backed, nice deep chest. They give the impression of real power in a terrier form.
The early 1920s it was recognised by
Yeah, the actual origins of the breed are obscure, but there are references to a blackish blue dog native to County Kerry, which may have been the root stock.
And now we move on to the Lakeland Terrier.
Developed in the valleys of Cumbria and Westmorland from various terrier breeds, this is the Lakeland Terrier, bred to run with a pack of hounds and built for stamina and agility.
Today by Ronnie Irving, and from an entry of 34, he found his
And
best
from one very well-known British kennel, this one, Saradon, this is England, John Avery's handling out there.
indication of its birthplace.
Cheerful little rascals, these dogs, hardy and agile,
In its early years,
courageous,
20th century,
affectionate, tireless, lovable and naughty. I think all of those words apply to the Lakeland Terrier.
a working dog.
And we're looking for real balance here, smart and workmanlike, and yet nonetheless Lakelands make super show dogs. Just look at that outline. Plenty of reach in front. You want good strong drive from those hind legs.
Best breed Lakeland Terrier 10759.
Compact all through the Lakeland.
Linnea now turns her attention to what was once known as the English Gentleman's Terrier. We know it as the Manchester Terrier.
And this is the little Manchester Terrier. This one's a 5-year-old dog called Brad. International champion, European champion, Italian champion, has come here from the Netherlands today.
Manchester, where it produced its
always black and tan, this breed. The markings are very distinct with those tan spots on the cheeks and above the eyes, and a little black thumbprint you can see just at the top of the tan socks.
Which gives it a very great turn of speed.
The name, of course, denotes the origin. It's likely there's some Whippet in his ancestry as well. Very elegant and graceful. These dogs were bred as ratters and can still be relied upon to dispatch vermin pretty quickly and efficiently.
Now on the table we see our best breed Norfolk Terrier. Marilyn Clayton judged the entry of 17 Norfolk Terriers, and she awarded best of breed with this bitch number 10852.
The first of a pair of terrier breeds which were considered one breed before 1964. This is the Norfolk Terrier, the F in the name, the fold in the ears.
Norfolk has been used to control a variety of vermin.
This is actually a 2-year-old bitch called Fizzy. Got 5 CCs to the name, had 1 best in show and 2 wins. Named Fizzy as she's a fizzy personality. That's according to Mrs. Ruth G, who actually owns.
One of the smallest of the terrier breeds, the Norfolk, and it's described as a demon for its size, which I think is delightful. Compact, keen and alert, absolutely fearless in all circumstances.
Yes, typical short-legged terrier, sound, as you say, compact body. Developed, of course, to catch small vermin, predominantly noted for being a ratter
Dorothy
originally.
Britton was in charge of the Norwich Terriers. We're 42 here, and this is the dog number 10910. The Kennel Club divided
And this
Norwich and
is
Norfolk
the Norwich
Terriers
Terrier.
in September 1960.
Noting by those prick ears that Jess mentioned when they came in, like Norwich Cathedral. He's only ever attended 3 shows. The Manchester show, he got the CC and best of breed and 3rd in the group. And here he is, the best of 42 Norwich Terriers here today.
Very efficient ratters, particularly used in the grain store.
And this is a hardy little terrier under that hunt jacket.
Hunting, badgers and foxes too.
He might be small, but he's up for absolutely anything. Gave and lively to the last, and you can see that in his expression. He may be low to the ground too on those little short legs, but you still need plenty of drive in that movement. These terriers were designed to work.
He's only a young one, this as well, 13-month-old, Albert.
That's a great name.
Very affectionate and a bit of a clown. Well, you can see that, can't you?
1-0.
Hard and wiry top coat over a much denser, softer undercoat to keep him nice and warm. Straight and true in his action.
Harcourt Morris was in charge of the Parson Russell ring today, where there were 103 Parson Russell Terriers entered. And she awarded best of breed to this male, number 10951. Like the newcomer to the group that we saw earlier,
This is the Parson Russell Terrier, on longer legs, bred to work foxes. He's agile and swift on the move. He can chase, but also go to ground and hold the fox ready for the spade.
Typical terriers are predominantly white, smooth.
2-year-old dog, this one called Stanley. 10 cc's to his name. He's a working terrier. Well, this one isn't particular, but the breed is, and should retain the ability to be spanned behind the shoulders by average-sized hands. I don't know if mine's an average-sized hand, but I know exactly what it means. He can be smooth or rough-coated, neither jacket.
And of course, none of these terriers now are going to be used for the work they were originally bred for. It's illegal now to take foxes out of holes underground, but we still see in the form of the dogs the job they were originally bred to do.
Hailing from across the borders, as the name suggests, the Scottish Terrier.
The Scotty, low to the ground. He was also bred to pursue his quarry down holes. He's substantial and well-boned for his size, with a strong neck holding that head really proudly. Just look at the attitude in the face.
And I suspect that we've been here twice. He's been here in this country before, taking part. This one's from Russia. And I may be mistaken with that. 3.5-year-old bitch called Eva.
Greek standard was drawn up 20 years later in 1880. A couple of years later, the first...
Very popular breed, short-legged dog from the Highlands. Sturdy, low-slung. More often thought of as black, like this one, but it can have a striking wheaten or brindle-coloured coat, which is quite rare, though.
Beautiful long head, those prick ears and the tail cranked up, showing all the attitude you want in this breed. The length of that skull is accentuated by the beard and magnificent moustaches.
True terrier, but happy to curl up in the favourite armchair as well. He'll soon rouse himself at the slightest sound, though. Good guard dogs, quite a bark on them.
The Sealyham Terrier, judged today by Terrier specialist Bill Brown-Cole.
Well, this is the Sealyham Terrier. First win is today for them. This one is a 9-month-old dog called Speedy.
This medium-sized terrier are in rural Wales between 1848 and 18.
We're looking for an oblong outline in this breed, and the jaws are described as being punishing, powerful, square and long. And the coat might look plush, but actually if you put your hands on it, it's got a wiry texture, white or white with lemon, brown, blue or badger pied markings.
It's not surprising really when you think of the mix of breeds that went into producing a Sealyham. Probably the Welsh Corgi, Dandy Dinmont, West Highland White Bull Terrier and the Wire Fox Terrier amongst others. That's what the Sealyham came from.
Terrier aficionado Bill Brown-Cole's had a very
Though his origins are rural Welsh, the Sealyham can be as much at home in town as in country.
This is 111.
This one's come from Ireland.
The male, so it's the female.
The Skye Terrier, one of the oldest of Scottish breeds, long, low and level-backed. The Skye has a long, hard, flat coat with shorter hair on his head, which forms almost veils over his eyes, but it's fine enough, you can still see where he's going.
Or she, in this case, because it's a young bitch, 14 months old, called Bailey. Won the Manchester Championship show, got a CC, best of breed, at 12 months of age. I say just 14 months old now. It's one of the oldest Scottish breeds.
And those well-feathered ears, erect in this case, but they can actually be drop-eared as well. And this particular Skye really enjoying his march round the green on the green carpet.
Beautiful coat on there, isn't there? The Skye, once known as the Terrier of the Western Isles, evolving into what we now call the Skye Terrier, with the mix of breeds behind him, including Cairn Terrier prototypes as well.
Terriers entered today under Tom Johnston. And Tom awarded best of breed for this bitch, number 11290. As you would expect from this breed's Irish origin.
There were 111 soft-coated Wheaton Terriers here today, as one would expect from his Irish origin. The soft-coated Wheaton has a very happy-go-lucky outlook. 5.5-year-old bitch, this one called June.
As well as controlling vermin of all sizes.
A larger frame than many of the terriers in this group. They're renowned for that lovely nature. They derive their name from that soft, silky coat which comes in shades of ripening wheat. Such a lovely description in the breed standard. Medium-sized and fairly compact, they're more upstanding, active and hardy.
This particular one is a multiple international champion, hoping to do even better and add the UK to its title of Top Dog Wins.
So Renee Sporrovillis now turns her attention to the Terrier group's largest entry, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
And here we have the most popular of the terriers, 350 dogs competing at Crufts today. The Staffordshire Bull Terrier, smooth-coated, muscular and of great substance for its size.
It was the referee's decision.
And despite his historical connection with fighting, he's become a great favourite in the show ring. This hasn't actually been allowed, though, to affect his traditional rugged looks. They are very rugged looking, but they can be very cute dogs. I've watched display teams of Staffordshire Bull Terriers having a ball. They're wonderful dogs. 3.5 years old, this bitch, called Rocky, from Sweden.
Gentleman Gin, champion Lady E.
And that head, short and broad, deep with pronounced cheeks and a rose or half-pricked ear.
A busy Tom Johnston was our judge for the Welsh Terriers today, and from an entry of 41, Tom selected.
And this is the Welsh Terrier we're looking at now, originally used for hunting fox and badger. Native to Wales, of course, usually in this wonderful black and tan terrier coat. They should be compact and very affectionate in nature.
In the 1760s.
2.5-year-old dog, this one, called Clint. His kennel name's actually Champion Esquire Wyatt Earp. There we go, Clint. A joy to own, no problem at all. He's so very loving, say Joanne and Mike Vickers, the owners.
Short-backed, substantial ribs, strong all through the Welsh Terrier. Those feet are almost cat-like. High-set tail, always standing to attention.
It's quite interesting. It's considered the Welsh and Lakeland Terriers, which have a considerable similarity there, may well have a common origin prior to the Roman invasion of Britain, when their Celtic owners retreated to the Welsh mountains and the Lake District. But it's all possible.
The West Highland White Terrier, number 11787. The dog emerged triumphant from an entry of 126 under Judge Angus Bourne. Mixture of white
And this is the West Highland White Terrier. This one's called Kosha. It's come here from Moscow in Russia to take part today. It's one of the most popular of the terrier breeds, the West Highland White. They have a really nice, cheerful, outgoing personality.
Became known as the Rose-Leaf Terrier.
Instantly recognisable by virtue of that harsh white coat, particularly profuse around its head. They're deep-chested, a compact little terrier, carried on short, muscular legs, oozing attitude and style always.
And always ready for a walk, come snow or shine. Small enough to pick up and take anywhere, just the right size for a house or flat. An all-purpose pet, the West Highland White. There were a lot here today, 126 of them. This was the best of those.
So that's the last of our terriers being seen. Renee Spore-Willis now going to go down her line and decide who she's going to pick.
The winner of this group will be our first group winner to take part in the Best in Show competition tomorrow evening. Whilst our judge, Renee Spore-Willis, takes the final look at the group in its entirety, let's take this chance to congratulate all of these Super Best of Breed winners, making it
The applause now from the crowd as our judge looks at the whole group before making her selection. She'll make a short list of probably 8. Does vary sometimes, but we're expecting her to take out 8.
She's a picture of concentration. She's got some quality in that group, and of course now she's had a chance to have her hands on the dogs. She can see exactly what's going on under the coat. She knows what she likes, but she has got to shortlist it down to a much smaller number, so I'm sure some dogs she's liked very much having to go home unrewarded.
So what are we going to see drawn out? No one right at the top of the list there.
The first of the shortlist.
First of all is the Bedlington.
And the miniature Bull Terrier.
We've got that lovely Dandy Dinmont, the Irish Terrier and the Jack Russell.
The Kerry Blue.
The Super Kerry
yes.
Blue, top terrier for 2018.
The Scottish Terrier.
And the Scottish Terriers come out as well.
The West Highland White
That's
Terrier.
her selection, I think. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And the
7. She's got
Westie, no, the
9.
Westie.
The Westie comes out at the
The
end.
green carpet, the big ring at Crufts, and I hope you had a lovely day.
Well, that's a lovely selection of dogs, and I mean, we have seen them in lovely close-up here. It's been a joy to look at them. They have really been very smart. They look marvellous. Great to see. But we have a short list of 9, so see where we go from there.
Just discussing with her steward what she wants to do with the dogs now to get them to show to their best advantage. First up is going to be the Bedlington, 5-year-old Matway from Russia. Super example of the breed. Racy lines, that instantly recognisable clip and coat.
This dog has won in 2015, 16, 17 and 18. Won best of breed in world competitions. European winner too for those same dates. Crufts, best in show, best in breed rather, 15, 16, 18. It's gone on 19 now.
The miniature bull terrier smiling all over its face, tail wagging. This is Okie Dokie from Spain.
Ronnie Scott Jr. is the judge of the breed.
Best of breed at the World Dog Show.
This is the bitch, number 101.
7 group wins. So a really good track record, some form for this one. Lovely bitch.
And now off goes the Dandy Dinmont.
And the little Dandy Dinmont's coming out there.
Bred in Canada, but come to compete from Spain. That gorgeous dandy face, the melting expression, weaselly body, taking it all in his stride.
Irish Terrier.
And the Irish Terrier now. This colour is just beautiful.
From Germany. Another male, 105.
This is 2-year-old Simon.
And our next shortlist terrier, the Jack Russell.
The little Jack Russell. Demi,
Group
2 years
by
old,
Torres.
come to compete from the USA.
Numbered 10698.
The power of the Kerry Blue.
2.5-year-old Nembo, yes.
Sent to us by Bill Brown-Cole, another male.
Such super Kerry Blues from this kennel. We've seen them on the green carpet here at Crufts before. Will they be able to take the group tonight?
And now off goes the Scottish Terrier.
Another Russian Scotty competing at Crufts.
The best of breed.
Loves to show and very friendly with other dogs, this particular one. Eva, she's 3.5 years old. Long and low, but full of power and attitude.
Up the rear. The West
Bringing up
Highland
the rear
White
at the end here, we've got the West Highland White. This one, Kosher, from Russia.
Another male, 11787. And ladies and gentlemen, I think you should give yourselves a round of applause. What an electric atmosphere. What a super lineup. Let's hear it for these superb finalists. So René has one last look along this super
So there's the
lineup.
spotlights and the boards coming out.
We know he's going to be the winner of the Terrier.
And we're about to get our 4th finalist for Crufts 2019. Who is going to top the Terriers? Just look at those outlines.
We've got the nod.
Checking the boards
The
are
winner
there.
is
It's going to be the Westie, is it?
No, it's the Russian
Scotty.
Terrier.
The Russian
Wow.
Scotty, Eva, 3.5 years old, takes the group.
Terrier Group 2.
Oh,
It's the Jack Russell, my word. This
super
is
win for the
fantastic.
breed. Really on the up. So many people enamoured of that lovely breed. The Westie's going to take group 3.
Terrier.
Varminty little expression coming towards you there. Fabulous.
And it's going to be the Bedlington.
The Bedlington Terrier takes group 4. Well,
So those,
done.
well,
Another 4
wonderful choice.
shortlisted dogs.
I think any of those we'd have been happy with,
To
taking the lead
our
there.
Winner, the Scottish Terrier.
But there we have
It
our
now
winner.
gives me
Just look at
enormous
that.
pleasure and
Gorgeous.
pride
Eva the Scotty
to ask
takes
a
the
very,
Terrier
very
group at
good
Crufts
friend of mine,
2019.
a die-hard Terrier specialist, Sue McCourt, to come into the ring and present the trophy to the winner of the Terrier Group, Crufts 2019.
So the presentation
Scottish
now.
Terrier.
Worth coming all the way from Moscow for. And very nice judging, I think, by Rennie Spoor Willis. 4 very super dogs.
Valentina. You are really looking the part tonight, but your dog looks sensational in there. You're from Russia. What does this mean to you to win at Crufts?
My nervous is a lot, and I don't understand nothing. What? What here?
But do you understand that you've just won the group at Crufts?
Yes, I'm. Sorry, very sorry.
Well, I think the crowd here really would love to hear from you again. Just tell us a few little snippets of information about this particular Scottie.
Yeva.
Yeva. Okay, we'll go with Yeva. That's all I'm going to get out of Valentina. Congratulations to her from Russia, winning the Terrier group with her gorgeous Scottish Terrier.
No, he's going to enjoy. He said he was nervous, but I know Frank. I don't think he was all that nervous. Accompanied by Tony Alcott there. And Frank looking very dapper there. Good to see him in the ring.
So the Hound group is going to be led in by the Afghan Hound.
And here they come, the first of our best of breed winners, the Afghan Hound.
The Basenji.
And the Basenji.
The Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
Gorgeous coat colour of one of the French hounds, the Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
And Jessica's breed, the Basset Griffon Vendéen.
This is the Grand, and followed by the Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen.
The Basset Hounds.
And the old original Basset Hound.
The Beagle.
Second largest entry in the Hound group for this year, the Beagle.
The Bloodhound.
And the very distinctive Bloodhound.
The Borzoi.
The Russian Wolfhound, the Borzoi.
The Chineko Deletna.
And from Sicily, the Chineko Deletna.
Now we see the first of the 6 Dachshund varieties, starting with the long-haired Dachshunds.
Beautiful coat of the long hair.
And the mini long-haired Dachshund.
The smooth-haired Dachshunds. The miniature smooth. Followed by the miniature wire-haired Dachshunds.
Little mini wire there, look at those legs going.
Smooth-haired Dachshunds.
Yes, the Dachshund's coming out of order a little bit here.
The wire-haired Dachshunds.
The wire-haired Dachshund coming in there.
The Deerhound.
Now we have the Deerhound.
The Finnish Spitz.
Crisp red coat, noisy little person. This is the Finnish Spitz.
The Foxhound.
And the Foxhound, very small entry here today.
The Greyhound.
Big round of applause for the Greyhound.
The Hamilton Stavari.
And the Hamilton Stavari, the Swedish Foxhound.
The Ibethan Hound.
And from Ibiza, the Ibethan Hound.
The Irish Wolfhound.
Ibethan Hound's dancing its way across the ring.
The Norwegian Elk Hound.
And the Norwegian Elk Hound.
The Otter Hound.
Very vulnerable breed, the Otter Hound.
Always quality, the Pharaoh
The
Hound.
Portuguese Podengo.
The Warren Hound from Portugal, the Portuguese Podengo.
The Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Characterised by that ridge of hair along
The
the back, you can
Saluki.
see really clearly there.
And the gorgeous Saluki, so elegant on the move.
The Slugi.
Racing lines of the Slugi.
The Whippets.
Winning breed last year, the Whippet.
variety involving
And sensational for the breed, because this is the first time they've been able to appear at Crufts. This is the Black and Tan Coon Hound.
Over to Jonathan Daltrey and Graham Hill.
Thank you, Marina. So, ladies
So
and
there
gentlemen,
we are.
we move straight on
Lovely
to
collection of dogs, and
the
Frank
third day.
is going to have to pick the best one out of those. I did say as they came in, I thought the Dachshunds were out of order. Normally you get the standard followed by its miniature variety, because there are 6 varieties of Dachshund,
Sundays or tomorrow night's best
as I believe you will already know, having seen the earlier part of the television programme tonight when it goes out.
32 hound breeds and best of breeds before going to examine each of them individually. It's a really good chance to tell you a little bit about the sporting group of hounds.
Top quality hounds here in the hound group.
Borzoi looks magnificent.
Frank taking a look at their outlines.
Different types of hounds have evolved.
There's our 6 varieties of Dachshund.
The group is made up of some of the oldest of dog breeds. We have the sight hounds, dogs that hunt by sight, identifying their quarry from great distances with their keen eyesight, then racing off to run down their target through speed, endurance and persistence. And we have scent hounds. These are dogs
Coming down towards the end of the line.
acutely developed sense of smell.
The ridgeback and the
Scent hounds are used in packs or individually
whippet
to
that, of course,
run
Frank
down the quarry, follow
has
the trail.
already seen, because he had to referee the decision. There were so many whippets entered that the dog judge and the bitch judge couldn't agree on who should be best of breed, and Frank was called to go and adjudicate. He chose the bitch.
Bone, stronger legs, deeper chests, and larger muzzles and nostrils to allow for a bigger intake of breath to identify the following scent of their quarry. And Mr. Kane,
So here we have the very distinctive, instantly recognisable Afghan hound. 6-year-old dog called Adamo, and their first win today.
Judge Wendy Basto to judge today. And she selected
Frank
male
feeling
number
for the
1,
form
857.
and the confirmation underneath that glorious coat. Swift and powerful breed, that dignified head. A sight hound, of course, originating from Afghanistan's rugged mountains and plains, where they hunted deer, gazelle, hare and even fox.
They have a great impression of strength and dignity, don't they? Combined speed and power, very dignified, very aloof, and that coat, which flows so magnificently on the move.
The ring in the tail, very characteristic of this breed too. This one's come from Sweden to compete.
Against 205 others, and was judged the best.
Here we see our best of breed Afghan hound 11857.
Free striding, plenty of reach in front there. Those big feet designed to run on sand and rubble.
There were 80 percentages here today. The judge, Rosie May.
The Basenji, medium-sized hound who hunts by both sight, scent and sound with those prick ears. Hails from the African Congo, neat, high on the leg, almost cat-like in his cleanliness.
They hunted game. In more recent times, it's been used as a pack dog. They drive the game.
And of course, the Basenji doesn't bark, he yodels, not because there's anything wrong with him, it's just a natural breed characteristic. And if you hear a pack of them together, my goodness me, the noise can be deafening.
You'll see on the move here what a lovely quizzical expression he has. Little wrinkles on his head. Curious, self-confident, friendly. They become very attached to their human family. They can be a bit aloof with strangers, though. That lovely tight tail.
And a beautiful swinging stride.
This one's called Whiskey, 5-year-old dog.
Now we look to the table where we see the first of the French hounds, which have become established here in the United Kingdom. The Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
This is the Basset Fauve de Bretagne.
And shows this male number 121.
7 cc's, 7 best of breeds, and Group 4 a placing at a hound show. So win a little bit. A neat little hound, comes as its name implies from Brittany in France.
Rarely seen outside of France. It's a relatively
This is a really courageous and hardy little russet-coloured, rough-coated scent hound. Prized as a real all-rounder, they're capable of hunting anything from rabbits to wild boar, either in couples, just 2 of them, or in small packs.
Yes, also used because it could track predators molesting flocks of French sheep.
And that coat's harsh, dense and quite flat, either fawn, gold or red wheaten. This one quite dark, it's lovely.
Very nimble little dog as well. Legs are slightly shorter than the length of his back, but he's not as low to the ground as the countryman, the Basset itself is.
Tallest of the French Basset breeds, this is the Grand Basset Griffon Vendien, medium size, should be rough-coated, a scent hound of great balance and a noble bearing, originating, of course, in the Vendée region of France.
And this one's come from the Netherlands too today. It's a 7-year-old dog, I think called Frosky, but I'm not sure. It might be Frosty. It might be.
It is, it's Frosty.
Frosby. You can read better than I can, Jess. World Dog Show, best in show, so that's not a bad thing, is it? Hound Group finished Crufts in, it was here 2017, first in the group last year.
And the Grand Basset's got longer lines than his cousin, longer in the legs, you can see, a longer body, slightly longer than he is tall. And that head, the noble bearing comes from the length in the head with that domed skull.
Like most hounds, he has a tendency to be hard of hearing when it suits them. He goes selectively deaf. A real canine escapologist, mind you. I find lots of the shorter-legged hounds are. That's exactly what they do. I think it's their job. Well, this is the smaller version. This is the Petit Basset Griffon Vendien. This one has come here today. Oh, it's owned by Sarah Robertson, and it's called Mike, 3-year-old dog.
Smaller and lighter, the Petit Basset Griffon Vendien, less extreme proportions than his grand cousin. Second of the 4 Griffon Vendien hounds. There are actually 2 more taller, the Briquet and the Grand Griffon Vendien, but those are not shown here in the UK.
They describe this dog as having a real cartoon character, loves giving kisses and adores our children. There you go, that's nice.
And of course, Magic Mike was top dog all breeds last year. Lively, energetic little scent hound this should be, compact, rough-coated, and the standard actually describes it as a good voice, freely used when on scent, but not necessarily just when on scent.
This colour is spot on, white with that combination sort of lemon and orange grizzle markings.
Free striding, should have good reach in front, plenty of drive from behind, a real working dog. And here we have the Basset Hound. This is another of the French scent hounds, although we often, of course, claim the Basset for our own. Hunted in packs for centuries, bred to be short-legged so they could be followed on foot, not necessitating horses.
Quite a big entry of them today, 121. This is a dog which is reputedly bred by monks in France in the Middle Ages to hunt in heavy cover. They're also able to hold its nose close to the ground. Closely related to the whole family of French Bassets. The breed is, well, we'll boast and say it was bred to perfection in this country. It's a bit cheeky though, that, isn't it?
Shorter on the leg, but of course should still be able to cross a ploughed field and hunt.
He's a 5-year-old dog, actually, this one called Danny.
And that sabre tail's called a stern, should be held aloft just like that, white tipped so that they were easier to see. And those fantastic leathers, that lovely long head, and just look at the size of that nose, a true scent hound.
A smaller dog here on the table, of course. This is the Beagle. This is a 3.5-year-old bitch called Nikki. Top Beagle in 2017. Beagle of the Year. 10 cc's for best of breed. So good winning dog, this one.
Sturdy and compact, the Whippet. They're active little dogs, bold, determined, and of the kind of character to make him really popular at home as well as working. Very much the hunter, though. And they often say the man in the park with a lead and no dog owns a beagle.
That's true, probably. Well, the breed was bred to hunt with men on foot, preferably after a hare. Still used in packs, very often organised by institutions including colleges and schools. But actually they're a first-class family pet that really makes his mark there. Bustling, eager little dog.
And apparently Nicky is a typical beagle, full of mischief and an absolute dream of a show dog. The Bloodhound. Native of Belgium, the Bloodhound was originally used to track deer and boar and of course is instantly recognisable for that magnificent head and face.
A dog of great size and imposing dignity, recognised by even the least doggy people. I think most people would know straight away. They have an amazing ability to follow a human scent over all types of terrain. After many hours, that's quite remarkable, really, giving him quite a reputation. I can remember being tracked by one on purpose, I mean, set up for a film many years ago in the snow, and it found me.
Powerfully built hound, the Bloodhound, noble, solemn and dignified, being beautifully shown by this particular dog. Characterised by that loose skin, but it mustn't ever be over-exaggerated.
5-year-old dog called Yang.
Pendulous lips, just look at those swing, long ears.
Today, Jenny Durban was in charge of this most graceful and spectacular breed. True aristocrat of the hand breeds.
This, of course, is the Borzoi. I think they're absolutely magnificent. And this one has come from Japan. First big win today. FCI Japan International Show's done that. Best in show in March 2018. But here is the biggest win. Fabulous for them to come all the way from Japan for this.
Borzoi means swift, and this elegant, long-limbed Russian wolfhound used his speed to chase down his quarry, usually working in pairs, and his courage to hold the wolf at bay until the hunters arrived was prodigious and highly valued. Almost curvaceous in outline they are, long-necked, lean-headed. You can see how lean that head is. Aristocratic.
I suppose really these arenas where we show them, they're not really big enough to see the dog at its most magnificent when it's on its fast movement. Absolutely tremendous. Long silky coat, with a slight wave. It comes in a host of different colours and requires dedicated attention from a groomer to prevent it deteriorating into tangles, but this dog is presented beautifully.
The Cernecco del Etna. It's a swift little rabbit hunter from Sicily who uses his nose and his acute sense of hearing to pinpoint his quarry in scrubby undergrowth. Just look at those ears moving all the time as he listens.
Not a lot of volcanic activity though in Exmouth in Devon, where this one's from. It's a 2-year-old bitch called Wagadu. Happy, loving, but reserved.
And you'd be forgiven for thinking that this looks a little like a Pharaoh hound shrunk in the hot wash, but the two breeds likely do have very similar ancestry, and we see similar quality in these lovely Cerneccos.
It's a very elegant square outline, isn't it, overall? Sculpted head, erect, rigid ears, very distinctive silhouette.
And that lovely springy trot. Looks like it could go all day.
It's primarily a scent hound, although he can also hunt by sight and hearing. The Cernecco del Etna. Just 28 of them here tonight. Now we have the long-haired Dachshund. 2.5-year-old dog called Tsar, coming from Sweden to take part today. As we said, 6 varieties of Dachshund. This is the standard long-haired version.
And the long, low shape of the Dachshund is superbly designed for going to ground, which means down a hole after quarry.
Well, in Germany, they're known as Teckels, and Teckel means badger dog. That's what they were bred to do.
And although this is a long-backed dog, we're looking for a lack of exaggeration. The dog still needs to be sound. The length in the ribs, nice level back.
I always feel perhaps that the shorter coupled they can be, the better, because the long body and those short legs can give them little problems. But that's a beautiful long hair. Very cheerful disposition in all the Dachshunds. I said there are 6 varieties, 3 standards, standard sizes, and 3 miniatures. So each of the standards has a comparative miniature. And so we're now looking at the miniature. We're now looking at the miniature wire-haired Dachshund. Long-haired Dachshund. Oh dear, I'm losing my brain. Let's start again. This is the miniature long-haired Dachshund. And this one is 17.5 months old. He's called Arthur. 2nd CC today.
And although a diminutive version of the long-haired Dachshund, nonetheless, there's still just as much spirit and character in this little person.
They all have very similar temperaments, and this is a lovely little one. This has come from Northern Ireland. Gary McAlpine handling, I think. There were 116 of these mini long hairs here today.
And just look at proportionally the size of those feet. They do have much larger front feet, Dachshunds. Good for digging when you've got to go down holes.
Helps them to get out of the garden, Jess.
And now we have the smooth-haired Dachshunds, first of the smooth varieties. This one a black and tan.
And this is the miniature smooth, of course. It's a 2-year-old bitch called Nellie. All exactly the same standard applies. The only thing that's different in them is their size from the standard to the mini and the coat, the type of coat. This being a beautiful smooth coat.
Dense and short it is. Smooth to the touch, always with a lovely gloss on it. Long and low, but we want compact and well-muscled nonetheless.
Yeah, they're really active little dogs. Once fully mature, they'll take as much exercise as you can give them. And you're likely to want to go home long before they will. $85 of them today. This is the miniature.
On the table now, we see the miniature.
This is the miniature wire-haired Dachshund. They've come out of the order that they should have come in. This mini wire is a little dog called Robin Baby, or Baby Robin. Happy, very happy and happy with his toys. It is a miniature wire-haired terrier, Dachshund.
And the whole body on the wire-haired Dachshunds is covered in a short, straight, harsh jacket with a softer, dense undercoat, very weatherproof, but they've always got these wonderfully expressive little eyebrows, beard and moustaches, more profuse.
Well, this little chap's come all the way from Mexico to take part today. I adore the mini wires. I've got one. I absolutely adore them, and this is a smashing little chap. But again, the same as all the others with this lovely. It isn't a harsh coat. It's a very nice coat to handle and touch, but it is this wire, and they have these wonderful little whiskers which look so attractive. And because these dogs came in the wrong order, we just have to watch very carefully what the next one is that we get on the table.
It's the smooth dachshund.
And the standard size.
Again, that dense, short, smooth coat. This one in a beautiful, glowing red. The smooth dachshund. The head of this breed, relatively long, with that lovely arched neck you can see there. Strong jaws, never snipey, beautiful black nose.
It's only a 22-month-old dog called Finn. It's got 2 cc's, this one, and best of breed.
Lovely balance there in outline. Although they're long back, the length is in the ribs. Nice, strong loins behind the rib cage to drive the dog along.
These dogs are not noted for obedience, by the way. They do get
well, they're scent
deafness,
hounds.
certainly.
Scent hounds just do their own thing.
They
Once
don't
they're
listen,
on scent,
no,
they don't
that's
hear
right.
you.
But they are delightful little characters. They're really lovely.
The German Dachs Badger Hund Dog. This reflects the breed's country of origin and its purpose. That's our best of breed smooth-head dachshund, 13065.
So there's our standard smooth dachshund.
85 of these here today. And this is the standard wirehead dachshund. They did come in the wrong order, so it's been very complicated for our lovely chaps who are putting up the captions for us. They're not going to be always correct, so we may get it right whilst we're watching. But this is a standard wirehead dachshund, 23-month-old dog called Henry. Temperamentally, all 6 varieties are really good at giving a good account of themselves, and as such they're excellent house dogs. And I'll tell you, they are wonderful guards. They've got great barks, sounds like a much bigger dog, and a group howl from a few dachshunds together is something to actually witness and hear. He's looking lovely.
And it's lovely to see them so popular now, of course, because although originally Queen Victoria was a great fan of the dachshunds, their numbers plummeted with both world wars, and it took them quite some time to recover, but mercifully they have, because they're such wonderful little dogs. Long in the back, really well muscled behind, moving with good drive.
Standing beautifully too. That's lovely movement, and as you said earlier, Jess, look at those feet. They are big. Not so much feet as paddles. Great diggers.
Now we have the Deerhound. Originally, most probably a Scottish wolfhound, as wolf populations declined here, though. The Deerhound was encouraged to chase a new quarry and given a slightly racier frame to suit his new purpose.
This is a real veteran dog, 9 years, 3 months old. Tarlock is his name. Comes from Germany to take part today. Was world champion in Paris in 2011. This dog's been going quite a while, so it's a very young one. He won in Paris. Iberian champion as well. He's got over 10 titles from abroad.
Very characteristic movement for the breed, designed on elegant lines, but with a lovely, gentle nature that's endeared him as a great companion. A true sight hound, though. And don't forget, this once was able to chase and pull down a full-grown stag. Powerful dog.
Well, this is the Finnish Spitz. Very recognisable, lovely red colour. This had 2 best in shows, and world winner, European winner. Very nice temperament, this particular one. Another dog from Germany.
And he won't be penalised for barking at the judge there. That's what Finnish Spitz are supposed to do. They find their quarry, they chase it up a tree, and then they bark like mad until the hunters arrive. It's very characteristic for the breed. Typical Spitz, compact, that wedge-shaped head, plumed, curled tail.
And interestingly, it's quite unusual. This is a dog that hunts small birds like black grouse and capercaillie.
I don't think a capercaillie is a small bird. It's a huge bird.
It's not that small. It's not that big, is it? Anyway, here we have the Foxhound. This one is called Chorister. He's a 4-year-old dog. He's now got 4 best of breeds here at Crufts. A very small number he was up against. In fact, only 4 came to the show.
Well, they're much more commonly seen as a show dog in the USA and in Australia. In Britain, foxhounds are still largely a working pack hound. Of course, they don't hunt live animals anymore. They hunt a trail that's been laid specifically for them. Lean hunting machine, the foxhound is. Strong, balanced, really well muscled throughout.
There's a very deep chest as well there. Broad and level back, very strong over the loins. Carrying the tail nice and high, but not curled over the back.
Greyhounds were judged by breed specialist Maggie Holder. Maggie Holder had an entry of 16.
Lovely movement. It would be
probably not far off the original prototype for a sight hound. The greyhound type of dog can be traced way back to ancient Egypt. They were developed here in the Middle Ages when their value was such that only royalty and nobility were allowed to own them.
As these dogs have had origins in the Middle East, drawings of greyhound type dogs have been found on walls in ancient Egyptian tombs dating back as far as 4000 4000 BC. Though dogs of this type spread through Europe over the years, it was in Britain that they were actually developed to a standard.
Instantly recognisable, those sleek racing lines. They say head like a snake and neck like a drake. This one's come from Italy to compete today.
Yes, it's a 4.5-year-old bitch called Ginger.
Built to chase, top speeds of over 70 kilometres an hour on a spurting run.
Would beat me. And we're not looking at the foxhound again. This is the Hamilton Stavari. This is an international, multi-international champion, and is a dog called Roland, 8 years old. It's a Swedish hunting dog. This is a dog that hunts singly, not in a pack, named after Count Hamilton, the founder of the Swedish Kennel Club. A tri-coloured hound, handsome, hardy and sound. A long rectangular head with a well-defined stop.
And they are always tricolour like this, with that black blanket that runs from the back of the head right the way down to the tail, over rich tan. The Abethan Hound. This is an ancient rabbit hunter from the island of Elvisa and Formentera, known to have been in existence for thousands of years. Lean, agile and capable of great stamina. They're hard to keep up with.
I can remember years ago seeing these in Ibiza, and they were like ghosts. They would appear out of nowhere. They were so quiet and stealthy. They probably arrived in Ibiza by way of early trading ships, such as those of the Phoenicians. A relentless hunter, and like that they can shut their ears to all human entreaty, so not the easiest of dogs to keep.
And this gait, this suspended trot that the handler's desperately trying to settle her into. Getting there, getting there.
I think, as you said, as they came into the ring, almost danced the way in, and is doing it again.
It's a lean, mean rabbit killing machine, this one.
Smooth coat, very easy to keep clean. Even the rough coat sponges down very easily. Now we have the magnificent Irish Wolfhound. This one has come from Italy to take part today, and again, first big win here at this show. Marvellous for them. This dog is 19 months old and called Pendragon.
The largest of all breeds, the Irish Wolfhound, actually very nearly became extinct after the demise of his intended quarry was followed by the Great Famine in his native Ireland in the 1840s. Returned to healthy numbers, though, with a little help from the Deerhound, the Great Dane and the Tibetan Mastiff. He's now a true gentle giant.
Yes, great size there, strength, symmetry, muscular dog, very graceful, a lot of power, speed and courage too. Long head, not too broad, moderately pointed, very handsome.
Easy, active, ground-covering stride. The Irish Wolfhound. An elk is one of the largest species within the deer family, weighing over 300 kilos and with a set of antlers that can take him to over 9 feet tall. So an elk hound, a native of Norway, is a solid, powerful, compact, hardy little dog.
This is a companion to the homestead.
It's a very ancient breed. Skeletons have been found dating back to the Stone Age, and they're not unlike this dog of today, which is a 3.5-year-old one called Aslan.
Typical spit, wedge of a head, tail curled over the back, sporting a profuse weather-resistant coat in shades of grey with very typical harness markings there over the shoulders.
He'll take all the exercise offered by an active family, but be just as content to live a less strenuous life if his owners are less energetic. That's fair enough. Well, this is the Otterhound, another breed that has lost its function because no hunting of otters has been allowed for many years. It's a dog built to gallop on land but work in the water, very rugged in appearance.
Yes, that weather-resistant, waterproof coat is oily to the touch. Frank putting his hands on the ribs there to feel the coat. And together with large, webbed feet, they make him really well suited to working in the water.
This is actually a bitch, 9.5 years old, called Flo. Was the best puppy in the show at South Wales All Breed Championship.
Movements described in the breed standard as a loose shamble when walking, but then when they extend into a trot,
Whoops.
you do want loose, active, long stride there.
Just a little slip on the beige carpet, but moved very, very nice. It's a lovely stride, actually.
Robert Forbes, judge of the Terrier.
Exquisitely graceful in outline and always this glorious, rich red tan colour. The Pharaoh Hound is a keen and intelligent hunter capable of great agility in pursuit of his prey.
And this 23-month-old bitch is called Daenerys. It's come from Milan in Italy to take part, has a lot of wins in the continent. Stunning rich tan or red colour, recognisable as the dog on the ancient Egyptian tomb paintings. Very elegant in outline. The actual breed is a native of Malta.
Blunt wedge of a head, crowned by that high set of erect and mobile ears. Straight-limbed, deep-chested, lithe and muscular all through.
But that deep red colour is the most distinctive feature of the breed, absolutely gorgeous.
Free-flowing on the move with that lovely proud head carriage.
This is a 3-year-old bitch called Tink, and it's a Portuguese Podengo known as the Warren Hound, a little rabbiter from Portugal. National breed there.
And this, the rough-coated variety, small and sturdy, keen, alert, and able to hunt using scent, sight, and again, sound with those big prick ears.
The Portuguese word Podengo means rabbit hunter or Warren Hound, so that's why we call it a Warren Hound as well, and that's where the Podengo has gained its reputation.
And this one rough-coated, fawn or yellow, or even black diluted with those white markings, very characteristic. Swift and light on his feet. Slightly longer than tall in outline. Lean and fine wedge of a head. Ears that never stop working. The little Portuguese
Cute
Podengo.
little chap.
197 Rhodesian Ridgebacks here today.
The Rhodesian Ridgeback is unique in possessing a marked ridge. You can just see there all the way along the back where the hair is growing in the reverse direction along the length of his spine from his shoulders to his haunch.
Yes, they're agile, powerful and speedy. This one's 6.5 years old. It's a dog called Byron.
Well, they were originally bred as powerful game trackers, especially of lions, which he's courageous enough to hold at bay until the hunters arrive. Hard to imagine, but indeed very true.
Well, these days the Ridgebacks used rather more as a guard dog. Handsome, strong, muscular, capable of great endurance. Nice flat skull.
And that coat is short, dense and sleek, glossy. Light to red wheaten, this one's slightly lighter, free and active stride on the move.
Showed very nicely. That came from the Czech Republic, by the way. This is well, one of the most elegant dogs on the move. This is the Saluki, and it's come here from Finland to take part. Saluki of the Year in Finland back in 2017. It's a 7.5-year-old bitch called Ippi.
This is an elegant and light-footed gazelle hound who hails from the Middle East and whose lineage could be traced back through hundreds of years thanks to really careful records kept by the Bedouin breeders.
He has a highly developed hunting instinct, and the speed with which he covers the ground makes him well suited to working in the Middle East. A very ancient breed.
And they had to be swift because they were often hunted from horseback with falcons. Great endurance on the hunt.
Not the ideal family pet, becoming bored very easily, but may also be highly strung and sensitive. But this is an absolute beauty in behaving and performing so neatly in the ring. As I said at the beginning, on the move, aren't they elegant? That's just beautiful movement.
And this is the Slugi, North African sighthound, developed in Algeria, Tunisia and Morocco along similar lines to the Saluki, but of course without the feathering on the coat.
This is a 4-year-old bitch called Tara.
And the reason they look so skinny is that this breed, it's a breed characteristic that they carry virtually no subcutaneous fat at all. It's a cooling adaptation for working in the hardest desert conditions. It's not that the dogs are being starved or anything. It's completely natural for this breed to look like that, for you to be able to see the ribs and the pin bones along the back.
Yes, it's been a sighthound known in North Africa since the Middle Ages. The desert variety is of a moderate height, whilst the mountain variety is a little more compact.
The epitome of a racy outline, the Slugi.
Very strong neck, very elegant in proportion to the body, moderately long with a good arch. And so too the Whippet. 416 Whippets were here today. The dainty Whippet, a delicate balance of muscularity with neatness, power and elegance in this 1.5-year-old bitch called Posh.
Developed, of course, by Victorian miners in the northeast of England, the Whippet was a pocket greyhound used to course rabbits for bets. And when that was banned, Whippets were raced after rag lures before eventually graduating to hearth and home as much-loved companions and, of course, very successful show dogs.
And, of course, in the north of England, they used to be raced very regularly by local people who didn't have greyhounds, but they raced Whippets.
Gentle and affectionate, the Whippet is, ideal as a companion. Sound, elegant lines always make them a strong contender in this hound group.
Best of breed Whippet, 14341.
Well, last year it was best puppy in the breed here at Crufts, and now they've graduated to best of breed, which is splendid.
This is a black and tan coon hound that's come from the imported register classes, a breed very new to the UK, which obviously is just going to start to get established. Comes from a family of coon hounds. There are a number of different breeds in the United States, and the black and tan is one of the largest and most well known.
This one's called Sherlock. He's a 4-year-old dog, and this one's come from Northern Ireland to take part today. Multiple group wins in Ireland, but this is the first year that they've been shown in competition here at Crufts.
And this is a dog, a hunting dog, so we need to see that beautiful, balanced, powerful, muscular animal able to move very soundly, stern held high, those wonderful ears characteristic of the breed.
Helping it to scent extremely well. Those big ears, just what he needs. He gets the nose down to the ground.
So that's the last of our breeds, the black and tan coonhound.
And so
now Frank Kane is going to walk his line, taking a look at all his best of breed winners. He's now much more familiar with each individual. He'll have a shortlist in his head. And this is just a little reminder, who's he going to pick? A big group, the hound group now. We've had a number of new breeds come into it. Coming down towards the end of the line, the Sloogie, the Whippet, and of course that black and tan coonhound. First time they've ever been seen in the big ring here at Crufts. Frank, one of our most respected all-round judges, which means he judges most breeds from all the groups. A picture of concentration.
He'll have enjoyed that. Once his nerves got out of the way right at the beginning, once he's had a walk along and seen them all.
It's a huge responsibility judging the group at Crufts. You're sending through one of only 7 finalists to compete for Best in Show.
So one thing we can guarantee is Frank won't, well, I'm saying we can guarantee, he'll prove me wrong in a second, we can almost guarantee he won't pick more than 8, he'll pick his 8. Going down towards the corner, he's looking towards the Basset hound.
He's pulling out both the Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen and the Grand Basset Griffon Vendéen.
And the Chineko de l'Etna, and the miniature smooth-haired Dachshund. And the Greyhound.
Lovely. We've got the Irish Wolfhound
and the Pharaoh Hound.
And the Rhodesian Ridgeback. And the Whippet.
And he's picked 9, would you believe?
Well, you tempted fate.
I did tempt fate. Well, there we go. Thanks for proving me wrong, Frank.
Well, that means he had a quality group there. Spoiled for choice.
Spoiled for choice. I thought it was a splendid collection there. The Basset Griffon Vendéens,
Well,
both of them at the far end. You'll be pleased about that, Jess.
Yeah, both varieties. Here's the Grand Basset Griffon Vendéen head of the line, the Petit Basset second in. He's going to move the Grand first. And what we're looking for here is a rustic, no-nonsense hound. They shouldn't be over-prepared. We should be looking at a dog that can go all day long hunting in a pack in rugged French countryside. Slightly longer than he is tall. Good reach and drive in his movement is what we're after. And Frank will be comparing this dog with the breed standard. This one, of course, Frosty has won at the highest possible level. We're going on to the Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen now. Magic Mike, top dog all breeds in the UK last year. Another one with massive form. Zara Robertson, such a skilled handler, making sure she moves him at just the right pace to show him to the best advantage. And off he goes, another one, rustic, working hound is what we're looking for. The petit, smaller all through, shorter legs, shorter back, shorter foreface, little short tail, working its way round the ring.
And now we're going to see the Cineco dell'Etna, this little breed originating on the Isle of Sicily. Wagadu, this 2-year-old bitch.
Nice reaching, swinging stride, elegance in the lines. Frank obviously very taken with this one. And round she goes, those ears working all the time.
I'm delighted he's picked one of the Dachshunds, but we only have the one there. The miniature smooth-haired Dachshund. This is Nellie, a 2-year-old bitch.
Long in the back, but balanced with that wonderful deep chest. Little wedge of a head, muscular.
And lovely movement there. It's so precise and so busy. They're busy little dogs.
And off she goes round the ring. Full of attitude for such a little one. Black and tan
they all
tone.
have attitude.
Frank turning now to the greyhound from Italy. This is Ginger, 4.5 years old. That elegant head carried proudly on a long neck, muscular shoulders, deep ribs, characteristic top line, a dog that is built for speed.
And come here from Italy to take part today.
The crowd appreciating this dog. Nice round of applause to carry around.
Now Frank moves to the Irish Wolfhound.
Another one from Italy, this one the Irish Wolfhound, Pendragon. Under 2 years old, and getting that kind of quality and maturity in a giant breed that young takes some doing.
An enormous breed, aren't they? So tall at the shoulder.
And again, skill to get that kind of soundness in movement in a dog so big. It has to be in the peak of condition, reared carefully, listening to his owner all the time going round. The Pharaoh Hound next. Another from Italy, 3 in a row. This is Daenerys, 23 months old.
Robert Moore sent through the Pharaoh.
Sleek lines, so elegant. Take her round, says Frank. Let's see her extend.
The Pharaoh.
The skill of the handler, of course, in moving the dog at just the right pace so that they're showing their movement to the best advantage, not overextended, not moving too slowly.
Interestingly, he's picked out both the Cineco dell'Etna and the Pharaoh Hound. But
Rhodesian Ridgeback
we're here
now.
with the Rhodesian Ridgeback, yes,
From the
6.5
Czech
year old
Republic.
dog.
Off goes the Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Pardubice in the Czech Republic. The handler is Teresa Subotova. She says he's the sweetest dog in the world. Showing him beautifully.
A dog designed to track over long distances. We're looking for power, svelte outline. And now the last of our finalists is the Whippet. Frank, of course, has already seen this bitch because he adjudicated between dog and bitch judges who couldn't decide who should be best to breed. Beautiful brindle. Frank always describes the very specific movement of the Whippet as daisy cutting action. You can imagine those little front feet sorting the daisies out.
And of course, this was the winning breed last year here at Crufts. The Best in Show 2018 was a Whippet. Is this one? Are we looking at the Best in Show 2019?
Only 18 months old, and they've come from Belgium to compete today. So we have a largely continental lineup for Frank to go over, and he's going to choose.
More often than not, we seem to get these dogs from abroad coming through now.
So there's the spotlights and the boards. Frank taking a last walk down his lineup. Sight hounds and scent hounds there.
Looks as though it's not going to be the Whippet. Maybe. Could still go back. He's very fond of those two.
You need to stop trying to second guess him.
I know, I do. I know. Yeah, he's coming down to look at those bassets again.
He's got quality dogs there.
It's a lovely selection.
So who's going to be our next group winner for 2019?
Well, I've got to say, at a guess, it's going to be between the Whippet and the Grand Basset. Or maybe the Petit. I don't know. Right. What do I know? Making sure he's not going to make any mistake with what he chooses. He's having a great time out there.
He's certainly keeping us on the edge of our seats.
He said his feet were hurting early. He's walking around like mad. Slow down, right?
It's going to be Petit. Top dog all breeds last year. Champion Soul Trader Magic Mike. Sarah has done so much winning with this dog, but look, she's overwhelmed to win the group at Crufts. One step closer to Sunday's Best in Show.
Whippet gets Group 2. It was a close run thing. It was a close run thing. So Posh, this one.
The Irish Wolfhound, that magnificent young Irish Wolfhound, takes Group 3.
And it's really lovely to get a big breed like that in there.
And the Greyhound from Italy takes Group 4. So there's our 4 hound group winners, but look at Sarah, she's in floods of tears.
Oh my word, well,
Magic
how exciting
Mike
is that?
Tops the lot. He's done it all year long. He's had the most magnificent career. And now he takes the hound group at Crufts.
That is absolutely amazing. Well done, Frank. Tremendous.
He's the breed record holder for Petit Basset Griffon Vendéen in this country. And of course, Sarah and Gavitt and Robertson's kennel have dominated the breed here for the last few years. Winning Best in Show at Crufts, of course, with Mike's mother, Jilly.
Indeed.
A quick word with a very emotional Sarah. You have done so much winning with Magic Mike. Why does this win mean so much to you?
God, I can't even speak, which is most unlike me. It's been a fantastic 2018 for not just myself, but everybody else around me, friends, family. It's just, I just can't speak. I don't even know how to put everything into words. I'm really sorry.
That's okay, but he's following in the footsteps of his mum, who, of course, Jilly was Best in Show here a few years ago. Gavin took all the limelight with that one. It must be nice for you to actually have a go this time.
Maybe a little bit.
Well, many congratulations. Let's see if he can go best in show tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Magic Mike winning the Hound Group.
Such a typical Petit, just look at that, full of joie de vivre. And the winner of the Hound Group for 2019, Sarah Robertson's Petit Basset Griffon Vendien, champion Soul Traitor Magic Mike.
Followed by the Whippet, the Irish Wolfhound and the Greyhound. Greyhound going straight out, but not out of any disappointment. They are so happy. They've got a place here at Crufts, the world's greatest dog show. 3 entries from abroad, taking Group 2, 3 and 4. 1 from Belgium and 2 from Italy. But the winner
Gavin
came
Robertson
from the UK.
has jumped into the ring there, giving his wife an enormous hug. He did it with Jilly, Magic Mike's mother. And
But,
now
he's
in
having a
tears
weep as
too.
well.
Absolutely wonderful. And we, of course, we have our 5th winner, our 5th finalist for Sunday, the Petit Basset Griffon Vendien.
Well, splendid. I hope you've enjoyed that here on YouTube, live streaming all day. And we're going to be back for tomorrow. You can see what's happening coming up tomorrow. It starts earlier than that, mind you, but at 1:20, this is all UK times. The highlights from tomorrow, the flyball final, the agility championship final, that'll be a cracker as well. The Friends for Life competition, that will be wonderful to see. 5 great entrants for that. The group judging of both the utility group and the toy group, and we round off the day with the best in show presentation. And where's the best seat in the house? Wherever you can switch on YouTube. So I hope you'll be watching. Look forward to it. Hope that you'll join us here from the arena at the NEC in Birmingham, UK. Until tomorrow, good night.